950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
You ever have one of those nights where you're up all night, or one of those nights where you're not?
Yeah, I think we had the exact opposite evenings last night. I did this morning watch some highlights of the Mets win.
That was a big. Well, let me start with the Yankees. A very big win for the Yankees. They have now clinched a playoff spot. I think they've clinched the number one playoff spot, right? So they'll. Do they get a?
The number one wild card, you mean?
The wild card. They've clinched, but they're only a game behind Toronto right now. So out of the question is not. I know I'm doing it kind of a Yoda way. Out of the question is not. Huh?
I think can win the division because if they tied with Toronto, Toronto would have the tiebreaker.
I understand, but you're one game back.
With 8
How
to
many
go.
games left? I don't think it's 8 to go.
7?
Is it 7?
Well, they're
No. I think they got 5 games to go.
I'm sorry, 5 games, yes.
Yeah. But with 5 games left, Toronto loses twice. There ain't no tie to worry about here. So I think it's within reach for the Yankees. Davey does not. And here I am defending his team, the New York Yankees. And then the Mets. They were down 6-1.
Yeah.
You know, a smart person, when they were down 6-1, would have put some money on that crap.
Well.
But there aren't a lot of smart people out there.
No.
I'll bet
always
Bill
20/20.
Morehouse. I'll bet Bill Morehouse did. Because no one thought they could come back at that point. The season's over. This is ridiculous. But I felt like they were really hitting the ball well. I watched the whole game, and it just wasn't happening. And Peterson, again, pitching. Peterson was having some trouble, but the Mets came back and held on to a 9-7 victory over the Cubs.
So
Which gives them a 1-game lead in their in that last wild card
I guess
spot.
Cincinnati lost yesterday?
Yes.
That's great. Yeah, so look, I hope they can hold it. I'll tell you, I'm really concerned that we end the season with 3 against the Marlins. The Marlins have broken the Mets' hearts. The final weekend of the season, I don't know, I couldn't even tell you how many times we just can't beat the Marlins in September for some reason. But
This year will be different.
I don't know, maybe I'm not being fair here. I don't like to see Alvarez. He hits the home run, awesome. He stops on his way to first to flex for the dugout, and then rounding third,
I hate that crap.
he's doing like a Hulk Hogan muscle flex. I don't even know what you call this maneuver.
I got to
here.
tell you, in college football now, that'll get you a taunting penalty.
It should. And in baseball, it'll get you beaned.
Yeah,
I understand
that's
it's
exactly
a big
right.
win for them. But if they clinched the playoff spot, I guess I would have felt differently about it. But, okay, let's see if you can win tonight, and I'd love to see you take 2 out of 3 from the Marlins.
Did he have 2
please.
home runs or just one? Did he go
I believe
deep
just
once?
one. I
Okay.
believe just one.
Nonetheless, so a big night last night. And then, of course, last night was Beth Irons is in here this morning. Beth, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, I guess
So-
I'm
did
a minute late, but
Yeah, no, you're just in time.
but you guys
we
were
call
talking
that early.
You guys were talking sports, and I can never
Yeah, you don't
contribute
want
to
to
that conversation.
And the other
so.
thing is, I always enjoy when you come in a little late. It makes me look early. So that's
Well, good.
always a good thing.
Anytime you make the boss look good is a good thing.
That worked out well. And okay, last night, not available in Utica, Rome, Syracuse,
Yeah.
Rochester, not available in Albany or Binghamton or Watertown. Those stations are all either Nexstar, and I think Rochester is St. Clair. And the Jimmy Kimmel program was preempted there. There's always a way, however. And I had just finished the Mets game, and I'm like, you know what? I'll stay up because Kimmel is on at 11. I kind of know I don't know what it was, but it's Fox that doesn't do news at 11, not ABC. ABC does news at 11, so it's 11:30. So now I'm going to watch this thing. It's going to be 11:30. But I'm up this far. I'm going to stay up and watch. So I watched half an hour of it, and I thought it was really good. I thought he was funny. I know that I don't want to get into it with
That's
Joe
debatable.
today. I don't want to get into it with Joe because funny is in the eyes of the beholder. But I thought there were funny moments but also very emotional moments. And he explained how when Charlie Kirk had been assassinated, he put out a message that said this is inexcusable and terrible. There's a wife and children without their father right now or husband. He said the comments that he made were not about Charlie Kirk. It was about the situation and the reaction, and it was never intended to be an attack on the family. And Manaski, I got to tell you, I think if you went the over, I think you got it.
The tears. Yeah.
Well, it was not a breakdown.
Sobbing.
It was not
sobbing issue.
Who's the legendary quarterback from Denver?
Elway?
It was not a John Elway moment. Where do you remember when he retired and he began crying and it got so bad there was like snot coming out of his nose? It was not that bad. It was not that. Go look it up. It was.
Go look at, go
He
Google
was
it.
snorting. It was awful.
John Elway snot face.
Just retirement. Remember retirement. Include retirement in there. Anyway, there were moments where there was he was clearly
Sincere.
Yeah. I felt like he was sincere. Now you hate him. I get it. I'm not any big fan. It's really the first time I've watched the show. And clearly, because I thought it was on at 11, but there you go. I think to me, the apology in any communication Disney has or ABC has with Nexstar and Sinclair, it should be enough. If they're keeping him off because he's making fun of Trump, well, shame on them. That's un-American. It's a word that he used last night. It's correct. I believe that's absolutely correct. He's still got his stuff. He's still kind of made fun here and there, and that's what you would expect on late night TV.
Who were his guests?
I heard Gavin Newsom was going to be on.
That is not that. Well, he might have been. Maybe he was a surprise guest, but he was not listed. And then Sarah McLachlan, who canceled, she canceled an appearance in a Disney show. When they let him, I thought it was kind of funny. One line, and I'll play a little audio. I thought one line was funny. At least one line was funny when he said, "Well, Disney has required, and I'm voluntarily doing it. Asked me to read a statement," and he pulls out a piece of paper and said, "Here are the instructions to reinstate your Disney Plus account," which I thought was
Telling,
funny.
very telling.
Yeah, because that is right. That's money
Yeah.
money is all.
That's always the way.
Always follow the money.
Hit them in the wallet, and you get their
Yep.
attention.
Here is a little bit of audio from last night. Listen, you don't have to turn the dial or change the channel. But if you really plug your ears hard and hum, you won't have to hear this. Plug your ears hard and hum. Here's the audio. Isn't that one? Oh, isn't that great? It's one of those mornings. You know, this new, I got to tell you, this new Apple operating system is driving me nuts. Nonetheless, I thought it was, if it's sincere and there's a bit of an apology, it wasn't. It was an apology to the family saying, this was never intended
To be personal.
or blown out of proportion as it was, because it was the wife who came out and criticized ABC for putting him back on. So is that enough, do you think, Jeff, to bring back Nexstar and Sinclair?
Oh, let's see here.
Personally, it should. I feel like I saw it. It was sincere. No one who doesn't like him is going to watch.
Regardless.
It's not inciting violence. It's not inciting. It's just a show from the other side. It's like saying Gutfeld shouldn't be on because it makes liberals feel queasy. They're nervous after Gutfeld makes his jokes, or Jimmy Fallon even. Right? Let's try it.
I'm hearing a lot about
Here it
what I
is.
need to say and do tonight. And the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human, and that is you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think...
I may have been the one that put you over, by the way, Jeff.
I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't, ever.
That's the audio. Sincere, right? You
Yeah.
say? Yeah.
I
And that was, yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, that was his Elway moment.
I get it. It's emotional. I shouldn't be making fun of him for it. He is more emotional, I think, than most people, but whatever. I do think he's sincere and heartfelt, and it's funny because I even heard some individuals who are considered to be right-wing, extreme right, maybe?
Yeah.
Was far right? Say, look, I know Jimmy Kimmel. I've known Jimmy Kimmel for so many years, and like he's not a hateful or mean person. He's, I don't agree with him with his political takes, but like the idea that he's a bad guy. It was actually Adam Carolla.
Adam Carolla is best friends with Jim. I mean, I will say they're very close friends. I was just going to mention that.
They're polar opposites politically.
Polar opposites politically, and they're extremely close friends.
Yeah, and he was basically saying he's not like a hateful, mean. He was never celebrating the murder of anybody, let alone whether they were on his political side or not. But you kind of, whatever. We all know what was said, and we know what the fallout is. Will Nexstar jump back on board? I think eventually they do.
Maybe
do
not
I
this
think
week.
it'll be tonight?
Maybe
I don't
next
think it'll
week.
Be tonight.
Maybe next week. I was thinking, who knows? But you got to fill your programming with garbage.
Right.
Right.
That's the other part. It's like, and now
We still have this space.
It's another repeat of Family Feud, and who knows what's. I think in Syracuse they're running.
So they go to cable.
Repeats of Bridge Street,
Yeah.
and so they go to syndication.
Yep.
So a couple of other stories that I find interesting. How about this potential cyber attack in New York City that was the Secret Service broke it up yesterday
on
in
the
New
cell
York City.
phones with the text messages.
They were saying that it would trigger to thousands and thousands of cell phones. It would shut down Manhattan within a 10 mile, 30 mile.
I think it was 10
7,
miles.
whatever
No,
it
maybe
is.
it was 30 miles.
Whatever, a radius of Manhattan.
Significant radius.
And what would happen is it would just overrun the system, and you'd be getting, think of this, 30,000 text messages a minute.
Yeah. It would just
Imagine what that would do to your
a
phone.
huge glut of text
And
messages.
So it's not that your phone wouldn't work. It would work too much. It would overwork.
yeah.
well, which would mean it wouldn't work.
yeah.
Right.
So you couldn't
It would
make
shut
a
it
call.
down.
You couldn't. It would shut down the system. It would overload the system as well. And
Like you couldn't
that-
call 911 if you needed to because your
Yeah.
phone wouldn't be able to process it.
Right, it would shut down 911, fire service,
Yep.
police service.
Wow.
Now, I understand, and I think I may have seen somebody from authorities talk about this, but I immediately am thinking, why did we do that? They believe it came from the Chinese. Why did we do that? What was coming next?
Control of the flow of information.
Or was there a because you wouldn't be able to get on the web, you would not be able to make anything web and cellular related would be shut down.
Well, how does the world work right now?
You wouldn't be able to get to an ATM.
You shut down everything.
You couldn't, in a lot of cases, the water system in New York and everything would shut down. So I wonder, I do kind of wonder why. So was it simply
A test run. I think it was a test
is it
run.
a test run,
Yep.
or is it the potential for it goes off and then there's a terrorist attack and nobody can do anything about it because no one can communicate?
Exactly.
You do kind of wonder.
Yeah. And it's a scary kind of wonder.
It is.
Well-
And what they did is they literally had vacant apartments that they had rented all over the city. and they loaded up with all of and they just brought in servers. So there may be 20 servers in each apartment, but they had thousands of SIM cards, and they were all going to operate, and they were able to
do it,
to foil it.
Wow!
Think about that. We would have been talking about that
again. And we don't know what the origin was, like what country.
They believe China, and
is China. I thought that's what you had said. They're not typically known for. I could understand this type of collapsing the system, and you could argue that's an act of terror.
That's for a terrorist attack,
right?
But I do think that
they're not typically known for that type of.
It may have been
terror. Are they when they're blowing things up or
shut everything down? Because really, China doesn't want to destroy the economy, the world economy. They're relying on it. But do you? Does it allow you to then get into things you normally couldn't get into, where our guard is down, everybody's panicking, and they're able to make a move? And maybe it's to get information. I don't think we know, but the question I think that I hope, and I'm pretty sure they're asking, is why was this done, and what was the goal, and was there something else along with it? Interesting, right? Pretty scary. Speaking of scary, and probably because I'm a bit claustrophobic, these cruise ships are amazing now. You don't do cruises.
No, I tend to shy away from them.
You have.
Is it the people? Is it the germs? Is it the food that's sitting out for 20 hours a day?
Two things. I think, especially after the pandemic, and this is just my personal opinion, please don't make nasty phone calls to the station. Cruise ships are floating petri dishes.
That is probably true.
And environmentally speaking, they're disasters. A lot of them, even though it's against their rules and they swear to God it doesn't happen, they dump a lot of stuff into the beautiful blue waters that people are taking the cruises to see.
I will say that one cruise.
What happens in the undercurrent is their secret.
That one cruise that went off did not dump everything. The poop cruise, you can watch it on Netflix. It's about 90 minutes, and it is, oh, my God. Everything, the power went down, the air conditioning went down. The boat couldn't move. It was stuck at sea. The drainage system went down. The sewer system, everything went down. Sewer coming up into the rooms through the shower and the toilet. Yeah. Oh. So it was a terrible disaster. And but they didn't dump there, which maybe because everybody was watching.
And I'm not saying they all do.
Right. I agree.
But I'm just saying it's just
the fuel it takes to operate these things is just incredible. Nonetheless, they all have these. The big thing is the water slides, and they're tubes. You go into the tube, and you saw a couple of weeks ago the one that cracked.
Yep,
it was.
And the bottom fell out.
That was the Royal Caribbean's, the largest ship in the world. And the person's going through, and the freaking thing cracks. This one, you got to follow the rules. We don't follow rules.
No.
We're Americans.
As a species, we do not.
We're Americans.
No.
And maybe it's human. The rules are, I believe, I'll have to bring up the story. The rules are you must weigh between 100 and 300 pounds and not be really any taller than, I don't know, 5'9", 6 feet tall, something like that, whatever it is. Whoever got into this was a little larger than they should have been.
Oh, Bill, that's weight shaming. You can't say that. And to prevent someone from getting on this ride, this excursion,
you may be right.
This enjoyment, you can't tell them no.
You may be right.
That's a lawsuit. It's
still
ready-made.
I'm still bothered.
Microwave right now.
Again,
it gets to we don't follow rules.
I'm still bothered at the time when I was just ready to graduate high school and the sign at the ride said, you got to be 5 feet tall, and I was just making my way up in 10th grade, and I couldn't get on the ride. Yeah, I was shamed.
Did that really happen?
No, probably not, but it did earlier in life.
Probably not.
Earlier in life it did. But there's a photo, and it's right here, of this woman stuck in the tube.
Oh, even better. It's a woman. You can't tell her no. You can't.
It's stuck.
Weight shaming is one thing to a man. It's bad enough, but you cannot weight shame a woman.
That is true.
She would have filed a huge lawsuit.
This happened on...
So she got stuck in the tube?
This was on Norwegian cruise. in the Ocean Loops slide on the Bliss cruise ship. Stuck in a water slide at the very point that it went out over the ocean, over the side of the ship and over the ocean. And there she is stuck. Now, I'm saying she. It could be possible I'm wrong, and maybe it's a he. However, the passenger was larger than the limit. Now, there should be somebody to stop them from getting
just as
on,
a safety issue.
right? I mean, like saying, okay, you can
Safety issue.
But what are you going to?
Beth.
But you're not going to have a
Feelings issue.
You're right.
So, all right. So
'Cause
here's
you're-
an example.
You're not going to have a scale there.
No, you're not
You
going to have
gotta
somebody with
trust
a
the
measuring
person.
tape. You're not going to,
Yeah.
But what if, like, you have a son? What if your son, you take your son to the state fair, and there's this ride that he dreams about going on all year? All you've heard about how he wants to go on this ride. He's not tall enough to go on the ride. So do you height shame him? Is he height shamed because he's not tall enough to get on the ride?
I
think some people cheat.
yeah, could be.
And
All
you
right,
got
all
to.
right,
There's a
let me
reason.
caveat that, but it's saying
This has
he's not
happened-
wearing platform shoes.
Right. This has happened before when he was a little younger. Not that this matters. He's not so much into rides anymore, but there were a couple of rides when he was like the age of 5 or 6
Right.
that he wanted to go on that he couldn't because he wasn't. They have the little alligator with his hand.
Yeah,
in the air.
yep.
And he couldn't. So we've kind of encountered that before. I think at that age, and essentially I told him, hey, buddy, it's kind of not safe, or you're not big enough to go
Exactly.
on it.
It's
And he
a
understood
safety
that.
issue, yeah.
It's a safety issue, right. But I think when you're talking about telling an adult, ma'am or sir,
sorry, you're too large.
We think you're too heavy to go on this ride. I couldn't imagine there wouldn't be a
And
lawsuit.
it's how you say
Well,
it too.
right, I
you
think you
could
gotta-
just see
yeah.
in prioritizing public safety or your health and safety issues. We're not going to be able to let you do this ride
Yeah.
today.
Or you could
don't
say
have to
something like,
specifically mention
I would
the fact
say-
that it's her weight, his or her weight or whatever. But
I
there's
would-
ways of saying things.
I would be.
No, that's true,
I
but
would
when you-
immediately say you're big boned. I'm sorry, ma'am. You're big boned, and I like it personally. I like it.
Next year
But-
after you've lost a few bones, we'll
It's
talk.
right. The tube does not. And the last thing you want to do is get stuck in. But imagine you're stuck. You can't move
Exactly.
your arms.
Oh, it's terrible.
You can't.
See,
it
that's the
is-
price she paid.
I'm sweating.
Yes.
The public humiliation
Yeah.
of that experience is
Yeah.
more, and believe me, that's probably only something she wants to do once.
Right. And at the end of the day, there's a line of people and some mother from New Jersey that's like, when she's getting off, being taken off in a stretcher because she's.
And the ride
Been
is now
injured.
dissembled because
And
shut
the mother
down
is
because
like,
they had to take
my
it apart.
son wanted to ride this ride, and because of you, we haven't been able to
Yeah.
ride the ride.
That's what I mean. There's
Yeah.
too many of those people
Yes,
out there.
yes.
Oh, God. We went on a cruise once and sat with an entire family from Jersey, and I swear it was Snooki's cousins because it was just Jersey Shore on steroids. It was awful. And so we're on the cruise for 7 nights, and night after night. And then this time we got one table, and we're at the same table as them.
Is it like assigned seating for the cruise?
Yes. And you have to sit at the table. So
Oh.
ever since that cruise, when we
Wow.
go, we get our own our own table. Just because I couldn't sit through that again. It was just brutal. And you know how people will talk loud so that the other people at the table or
Can
in the
hear them?
grocery store line or wherever can hear them? They, talking about their kids, and oh God, it was awful. I mean, I swear we didn't eat. We just lost weight because we didn't want to eat. All right, I got a break. Let me break. Davey is looking at me like, what in the hell is wrong with you? We got a break. 6:45 at WIBX.
Did you hear? The best performing assets of 2025 aren't stocks, they are precious metals. This year, gold and silver have risen a staggering 29%. And some experts believe the gold and silver bull market has just begun. Central banks are buying gold to protect against the falling dollar. And silver, it's powering the future. With skyrocketing demand for solar, EVs, and AI, silver is the new oil. So how high could gold and silver soar? Find out. Call Lear Capital, the precious metals leader, at 800-889-9200. 3070. Get your free wealth protection kit and see how gold and silver could help your retirement dreams come true. With over $3 billion in trusted transactions, thousands of 5-star reviews, Lear is your trusted source. Call now, 800-889-3070. That's 800-889-3070.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for over 50 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingshedantiques.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Mattress Express's free adjustable base promotion is on. Come on, pick out any king or queen set in the store except Tempur-Pedic and get upgraded to an adjustable base at no extra charge. You heard me right. And we have no credit check payment plans.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
As long as we're talking about the rides, and some of these I just feel are dangerous to begin with, whether it's a water slide or. But how about the? I was watching another report a few weeks ago, or maybe someone was telling me there was it wasn't the state fair, but at one of these fairs there was a tornado warning and a thunder and lightning warning. So all of a sudden they had to shut down the rides. And it was one of the largest Ferris wheels in the world, or at least who knows on the circuit.
They all have the same sign: the largest, the biggest, the fastest,
mega wheel,
death-defying,
and nosebleed seats.
So as the storm and the wind and the rain and the lightning and thunder coming in, this person was, and whether I saw this on TV or somebody told me, they were at the very top. And it took over a half an hour to get everybody off the Ferris wheel. Meanwhile, wind's blowing. The thing is swaying back and forth. You've got lightning crash. I mean, and there's no way to get everybody off any quicker. It's like, okay, get off. Then they do it again.
Yeah.
And just keep doing it over and over again.
But I mean, think about the structural stresses on some, and even bridges. Like, people don't understand.
Well, the
design that goes into a bridge when they feel, oh, it's a nice breeze, and the bridge is like swaying, and you're looking at hundreds or thousands of tons.
Well, you can feel on those bridges. Yeah. You can feel them go up
vibrating
and down.
Up and down, side to side.
But these carnies are really good when it comes to testing the equipment and inspecting everything to make sure it's safe.
Yeah, but they're also good at pushing limits.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Prior to running the Ferris wheel,
that's the whole exciting part.
Yeah, you're right. And there are those that kind of make them go a little faster.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary too. Anyway, this is crazy. Lady has gone viral because she's been doing this since COVID. She's washing her plastic garbage bags or washing her reusable grocery bags.
Why?
I guess. Because
the reusable bags?
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it probably isn't when you think about it.
No, it's not.
How do you wash those, though? You put them in a washer?
Just soap and water, just like a sponge.
Wipe them out.
Yeah, wipe them.
And if they're
Clorox
a lot of
wipes.
people use the more durable, the canvas ones, just turn them inside out and throw them in the wash.
Yeah, exactly.
We have all these bags, and I swear to God, every time I go to the grocery store, I never remember to bring them.
Same here.
I always put them in the trunk of my car.
Put them in the car.
Put them in the car.
Here's this nut job. Here we go.
I just went to Trader Joe's. I remembered to bring my reusable bags, and the lady who was ringing up all my groceries reached for the bag, and she was like, "Oh, these are just the best bags." And I was like, "Yeah, I love them so much." And she was like, "Yeah, and they wash so well too." Sorry, what? They wash well? Are we washing grocery bags now? Am I disgusting? What happened in her grocery bags? Why is she feeling the need to put them through the wash?
I think she's probably the checkout person is probably right.
Look, I agree
Especially if it's
100%.
meat
Beth, I think is your third on this. Your second it,
Yeah,
third
I
it,
mean,
whatever.
I have to admit, I don't do it diligently, but
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, look.
Better
even-
watching the bag than watching. Remember during COVID, we were watching. I got to move to Brian Schmelzer.
Oh, go ahead.
Better moving the bag than or watching the bag than we were washing our food, right? And packages coming in the mail and stuff. That was crazy during COVID. Ryan Schmelz, Fox News Radio. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ryan, by the way,
Talking about washing grocery bags. He thought he was on the wrong show.
On Facebook.
He was like, what?
He washes his grocery bags.
Yes, this topic makes news in Mohawk Valley.
Yeah. Well, it's a.
Did you watch that game on Monday? That's what we needed to talk about.
I didn't bring it up. I didn't want to bring it up.
Well, I've got a lot of opinions, so.
Well, do we have time?
Yeah, go ahead. Do you have time? Are you good till? Yeah. How long do you have?
I just did. I mean, like first and goal and a jump and a running back jump ball pass to your shortest wide receiver. Just, oh man, that's a lot to take in. But I will say at the same time, I think that was the first time the Ravens truly have just been beaten top to bottom.
Yeah.
In a long time. Usually I say like, oh, the Ravens beat themselves that game, yada yada yada. But this one was, I think that was a good statement for Detroit, considering the fact they lost both of their coordinators in the offseason. For them to look as good as they have the first three games. I think that was quite a statement that they made.
Yeah, I mean, listen, 1 and 2 is not by any means the end of the world. Although I really wanted Mahomes to be 0 and 3, and I thought it was close. I thought it was close. But, it didn't happen. You just kind of knew it wasn't going to happen.
Hey, look at that! Joking. The Giants are even letting you down.
Yeah.
Well, I was joking with somebody. I was like, man, like the Ravens have a chance to make sure the Chiefs start 1 and 3, and the running joke for like Bills and Chiefs fans, like, well, we can't choke to the Chiefs in the playoffs if the Chiefs just don't make the playoffs. If they don't make it,
yes.
Yeah, and so in many ways, the running joke would be that actually it's Jim Harbaugh who's doing the dirty work for his older brother by pretty much winning the division and making sure the Chiefs' chances of making the playoffs are that much less likely.
How about when you take a look at that, the families that actually have multiple family members in the NFL, and then they go on to I mean, that's really quite incredible when you just look at, right? Yeah. I mean, we have 3 brothers, 3 kids, and they're all playing in the NFL. Boy, that's
I know it's wild.
That's some good genes right there. Yeah.
You got the LaFleurs who are both coaching in the NFL. You've got the Kiffins who obviously Lane's coaching in college, and Chris I think is an NFL assistant.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then obviously the Harbaughs. So there's a couple going on.
It's all about the genes, I'm afraid. Possible government shutdown is getting closer. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this because I don't think we're going anywhere.
Yeah, there's no progress, and there's not going to be.
Or do you have something to report?
Well, yesterday was quite an update where Leader Jeffries and Leader Schumer are supposed to have a meeting at the White House with President Trump. Yeah. And President Trump just said, nope, we are not doing that anymore because he didn't like the counteroffer that they were proposing. So we're back to square one in many ways with this. And, I mean, look, it seems like the strategy is still the same for Republicans, which is we've got our bill. It passed out of the House. The Senate voted on it once. It didn't go well, but they're going to vote on it again, and they're going to put the ball in the Democrats' court and say, you either vote for a shutdown or you can vote to keep the government open. And they think it's a decent offer, which is a clean extension of government funding with no spending cuts.
This is not going to bode well probably for either party if it happens. But I think you're right. I'm not sure that there is a there's an easy fix here. Anywhere.
Yeah, and we'll have to wait and see. I mean, look, last time several Democrats caved and voted for the bill. Could happen again. I mean, they only need about 8 or so to do so. Maybe a little bit more, probably a little bit more, just to be safe. But, if they can get that 60 votes to break the filibuster, they have a good chance.
Yeah. And then I talked about Jimmy Kimmel earlier. So people like Lance and Lee and Chuck down in the Valley, I really want to piss them off today. I'll talk about Trump yesterday speaking in front of the United Nations. Come on. You got to let the Biden crap go. I mean, this is yours, and you're speaking in front of all these foreign nations, and you're going over the whole, the rally stuff. It's like, Biden, under Biden, the country was terrible. We were a weak country, and now we're not weak anymore. It's like, you're not talking to your constituents. You're talking to world leaders. Do you want to comment on that, Ryan, or just leave it alone?
Everyone was. Well, but he also did call out a lot of the world leaders, right?
He did, and the United Nations, which I agree with. But it's always parlayed with ridiculousness and embarrassment.
He covers a lot of ground whenever he gives his speech, and he certainly did that with the Charlie Kirk. He did that with the Charlie Kirk Memorial, where. Some might say it definitely became a little bit of a political rally at times.
Yes,
but, probably, I don't know. I think that's going to be a debate for some time, which is the appropriateness of his speech that day. But at the same time, that was one of those speeches where no one's going to really be talking about him afterwards. Everyone's going to be talking about Charlie Kirk's wife.
Yeah.
And speech
I agree with that. Yeah. Anyway, you're right. I shouldn't be surprised because that's him, and it is what it is. But man, God, why are we? He doesn't have to. If he would erase that part, everything would be wonderful. But he can't erase that part. All right, Ryan, have a wonderful rest of the week, or we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you, man.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, news is coming up.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
518-554-0000, 100 Great Oaks, Albany.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfield, same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome.
W295EI.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Jimmy Kimmel returns. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and it was an emotional one.
It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
And Kimmel said he never intended to blame any specific group for the actions of a disturbed individual.
I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't.
ever.
Disney took Kimmel's show off the air last week after comments he'd made about Kirk's alleged accession. Kimmel also thanked his supporters, even naming some conservatives who were critical of the show's suspension. As for President Trump,
Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke.
well, President Trump posted on Truth Social he can't believe ABC gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back, calling the show Democrat garbage, suggesting on Truth Social it could be a major illegal campaign contribution for them. Some ABC stations did not air the return.
Viewers in dozens of TV markets, including Washington, D.C., Seattle, and Nashville, were unable to watch. The Nexstar Media Group and Sinclair Broadcast Group saying they will continue to preempt the show on a quarter of ABC stations as they evaluate the show's content.
Fox's Todd Pyro. President Trump's making news on Russia's war after a meeting at the UN with Ukraine leader Volodymyr Zelensky. The president posted on Truth Social that Russia's a paper tiger, adding he thinks Ukraine is in a position to win back all of its territory Russia's taken. After talks to end the war with Russian leader Vladimir Putin haven't stopped the fighting, Zelensky tells Fox.
The fact that Putin was lying to President Trump so many times also made a difference.
Ryan Ruth, the man accused in the second Trump assassination attempt last year, was convicted in federal court in Florida on all charges. Then Ruth tried to stab himself in the neck after the verdict, but he was subdued and taken away. America's listening to Fox News.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, no, you can't do that. No, you better sit this one out. It's no way to live. So if pain is affecting you, see how Relief Factor can help get you back to life on your terms. One where you say yes a lot more. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor's unique formula of natural ingredients does not just mask pain, it helps reduce or eliminate it for good. Whether it's your back, neck, joints, or muscles, Relief Factor can help you, as it has for so many others. So call 1-800-4RELIEF and give Relief Factor's 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day to get your life back. Just go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF, and see how you can say yes to more of everything you want.
Will North Carolina's Democratic Governor Josh Stein sign it? A criminal justice reform bill passed after an August murder that got national attention.
The North Carolina House voting to approve Irina's law following the state Senate, named after Irina Zarutska, a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee who was fatally stabbed in late August while riding on Charlotte's light rail system. The package includes limits on cashless bail for violent offenders, and a recent amendment pushes to restart state executions. The attack suspect, DeCarlos Brown Jr., faces a charge of first-degree murder in state court and a federal count. The 34-year-old has a history of mental illness and a long list of prior convictions. Outrage over the stabbing, which was caught on security video, leading President Trump and Republican allies to accuse Charlotte and Democrats in the state of being soft on crime. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after the Dow and the Nasdaq went down, falling from Monday's record highs. In baseball, 2 more teams clinch spots in the postseason.
One pitch away. The Mariners are going to the playoffs.
The call on Root Sports Northwest after Seattle beat Colorado 4-3. The Yankees also clinched in the American League when New York beat the Chicago White Sox 3-2. And Cleveland beat Detroit 5-2. The Tigers and Guardians now tied for first place in the AL Central. And here's more baseball news.
Robot umpires are coming to Major League Baseball next season. But don't worry, humans will still call balls and strikes. For the most part. The automated ball strike challenge system will be used in the big leagues, with teams getting 2 challenges per game. Those challenges must be made by a pitcher, catcher, or batter, and the team retains its challenge if successful. The ABS challenge system has been tested in the minor leagues since 2019, and it was used at 13 spring training ballparks this season.
That's Frank Lanza. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Police obeyed one arrest in the case from earlier this month when 2 brazen males were spotted driving a dirt bike and a 4-wheeler through Valley View Golf Course, causing extensive damage. Police arrested 22-year-old Juan Rodriguez, who was positively identified, according to police, and then turned himself into authorities. The investigation into other parties responsible for the damage is still ongoing, and additional charges are likely to come, according to the Utica Police Department. New York State Police are in the midst of an active search for a homicide suspect from the Cohoes area near Albany, and they say they're not sure which direction he traveled. Troopers have released a statewide alert for 53-year-old Anthony Beshand, who they say is a white male about 5 feet 11 inches tall. Troopers say on September 14th at approximately 9:15 a.m., the Cohoes Police Department responded to Earl Lynn Court in Cohoes, where a deceased female was found inside a residence. Upon arrival, officers discovered the victim identified as 41-year-old Amanda Rodriguez from Cohoes with family ties to Franklin County. Police say they're not sure which direction Beshard traveled. They had found his abandoned vehicle shortly thereafter. A Utica man says he followed his gut when he heard a dog yelping somewhere in Proctor Park. When he discovered was that someone had apparently tied a dog to a tree there and left it. Vinny Gravano rescued the dog and called authorities. UPD and Animal Control have made sure the dog gets the proper care. That full story and photos, along with a video, up on our news site at WIBX950.com. The Village of Herkimer has appointed a new acting police chief. After 8 years as chief, Michael Jury has resigned and is taking the campus security job at Herkimer County Community College. The village board has now appointed Captain Rich Bowman as acting chief in the county seat. Memorial services are now set for the Onondaga County Sheriff's Department deputy who tragically lost his life in a crash over the weekend. Calling hours for 58-year-old William Pofke will be Friday from 5 p.m. until 7 at the New Corner Cremations and Funerals in North Syracuse. Pufke was riding a motorcycle in Madison County on Sunday when he lost control, causing the motorcycle to overturn and end up in a ditch. He passed away hours later. The cause of the accident is still under investigation. An emotional Jimmy Kimmel back last night on ABC. Disney officials returned the program with some protest. However, it was an emotional return and even somewhat of an apology to the family. The program did not air here locally or in most upstate New York cities, as Nexstar and Sinclair Broadcasting both is still holding the program preemptive. It'll be interesting to see what occurs later today if the show will return following the apology. Boilermaker registration continues to be open as the race celebrates race director Jim Sestitis' 73rd birthday from yesterday. It goes through Friday. The early registration and discount for the 5K and 15K race, which is July 12th of next year, will run through 11 a.m. Friday. After this, normal registration for the race will open sometime in January. In sports, a big night for the Yankees as they clinched a playoff berth after rallying for a 3-2 win over the White Sox in their series opener from the Bronx. Jose Caballero hit a walk-off RBI single in the bottom of the ninth to lift the Pinstripes to victory. New York Yankees lead the AL wild card and sit one game back now in the AL East behind Toronto. The Mets took down the Cubs 9-7 to open their series in Chicago. Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, and Francisco Alvarez each went deep in the victory. New York is third in the NL wild card and will continue its three-game set tonight. Week 5 of the college football season starts tomorrow, and Army is 1-2. Will visit East Carolina tomorrow night. Syracuse is 3-1 and will host Duke Saturday at noon. Quarterback Steve Angeli is thanking fans for their support after undergoing surgery to repair his Achilles tendon on Monday. NHL preseason, the Rangers failed to hold their lead after suffering a 5-4 overtime loss to the Bruins in their exhibition game from Madison Square Garden. The Devils blew out the Islanders 6-2 in their exhibition. New York City FC hopes to stay hot. They look to extend their winning streak to 3 games when it hosts Inter Miami CF tonight in Queens. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Still trying to squeak out more rainfall, and I think that we will. First, have to deal with a bit of fog here. It's kind of hanging around this morning. Spotty showers into the afternoon, a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm scattered around. I think plenty of dry hours, however, 75. A little better chance of scattered showers and storms tonight and tomorrow. Maybe some isolated severe weather tomorrow, 73. Friday, a few showers, tapering off late, 75. from the Weather Channel. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, WIBX 950 AM at 92.3 FM.
Currently, we have partly cloudy skies, mostly cloudy skies, 61 degrees. Coming up, Mighty John, the record guy. We'll speak with John in a little bit. Top 10 records for the month of September that are worth a lot of dough. And we'll get to it later on. Hobica's free money question of the day. And Davey, this morning for this Wednesday, it is worth
$200.
$200. Okay, nice. Hold on, Davey will be right with you. Stand by. $200 this morning. We'll do it about 7:35. Your chance to win from Hobica and WIBX.
Are your windows old and tired? Hard to put up and down? Builder's grade windows just aren't made to last very long. Patriot Home Solutions is a different kind of window company. No games or gimmicks, no long drawn-out sales presentations, just high-quality, custom-fit windows at reasonable prices made right here in New York. And right now, you can get up to $2,000 off new windows from Patriot and NYSERDA, plus 0% interest for 18 months. Most homeowners qualify for the savings, and income is not one of the requirements. So write this number down, 315-401-0440. That's 401-0440. Patriot Home Solutions will tell you right over the phone if you qualify. Don't miss your chance to save up to $2,000 on new windows. Funds are limited, so call before they run out. Learn more at callpatriothomesolutions.com. That's callpatriothomesolutions.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Adirondack Home Furniture wants you to fall in love with your home again. With their timeless design and incredible craftsmanship, their furniture is the type of furniture that gets passed down from generation to generation. For years, Adirondack Home Furniture has been providing quality and comfort to Central New York. From American-made pieces and new Amish pieces to top designers, Adirondack Home Furniture has what you want. Whether you're looking to redo your living room, dining room, bedroom, kids' rooms, or just need some pieces to get your home ready for the holidays, Adirondack Home Furniture has that perfect piece. With a fully stocked showroom and the best prices of the season, you need to stop in today. Adirondack Home Furniture has non-commissioned salespeople, which means you enjoy a relaxing, low-pressure shopping experience. They also pride themselves on their unmatched customer service and attention to detail. Stop into Adirondack Home Furniture today and get your home ready for the holidays. Riverside Center in North Utica, or go to AdirondackHomeFurniture.com.
Before there was social media, streaming, and even color television, there was radio. Remember the golden days when you had to tune in to hear what happened to Hopalong Cassidy, or perhaps the Green Hornet? What if you could relive those days again? Hi, I'm Greg Bell, the host of When Radio Was, a show that's dedicated to the very best of radio's golden age. From classic performances by Jack Benny to tales of terror on Lights Out. It's all here on When Radio Was, starting every Sunday at 11 p.m., only on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Which classic broadcast will you hear next?
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
I'm really excited right now. We have two things that are coming up here that are both they're both lighthearted, if you don't mind. A lot of stuff going on in the world. We need to lighten things up a little bit. So I want to start with the Guinness record, ladies and gentlemen. The Guinness World Record for the
biggest bowl of spaghetti. I know you have it. I got it. I got it, Bill.
That I do have. I
got it.
No, it's we lost that record. That was taken by some Asian group. we still have the world's largest jelly donut made at Riverside Mall in 1993
Wow.
in Utica. It's still there. 3,000 some odd pounds of jelly donut. Anyway, this is the Guinness record of the man with the world's lowest voice.
Oh.
How low can you go?
I don't know. How do you measure that? Do I just keep going lower and lower and
That's
lower?
pretty good. That's pretty good. I can't go
You
that
know,
low.
see, I don't know how to do this because also in my brain, as you heard, I was going slower and slower.
You slow it down a little bit. So he has released a song called Lonesome Road. You know the song Lonesome Road. Listen to Tim Storm, and I've got him on the line. We're going to speak to him next. This is Tim Storm singing Lonesome Road with the lowest voice in the world. Here we go. It's coming right up. Here it is.
I gotta walk. Got
He slows down too.
Wow.
Yeah, he does.
Gotta walk. Got to walk. Lonesome road. Lonesome road. I've got to hold. Got to my Savior.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotta walk that lonesome road. Walk that lonesome road.
Isn't that wild?
So
let me bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is. Give him a nice round of applause. The lowest voice in the world, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, Mr. Tim Storm. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Tim.
Well, hello, Phil.
X, I couldn't.
Got me again.
I was just going to say, he had us both going.
I couldn't reach Tim, but I got Stefan. So
Man, I'm like sitting here when you're playing this music, and I'm like, oh, what am I going to ask him? And it does seem to me that the lower you go, the slower you go. And when you get the high notes, they often sing them quickly.
yeah, you kind of slow down a little bit, Stefan, when you go really low, probably.
Yes, I can.
All right, I gotta have you hold on because I've got Davey. Tell him he's got to hold for a few minutes, and I'll let him talk about the Mets.
Oh, you did it again.
Here is this was an elaborate setup, though. I mean, I went all in on this one.
You did.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, if you can pick up that record of this Tim Storm guy doing Lonesome Road, who knows? It might be worth something. I don't know. Mighty John, the record guy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, that's stinking. I mean, talk about a low. I mean, it just you can imagine in my headphones, it's like reverberating in the headphones.
Yeah.
And the radio, I'm sure it's doing the same thing. So, yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah. Cool.
So what do we have this week, John? We have 10 records that are worth some dough here as we begin to near the end of September.
Well, tend to look forward. The yard sales are still going on. This is where we find most of them. How about James Brown? Big hit for him. Papa's got a brand new bag. The values for the album up to $100. Do you remember Country Joe and the Fish? They had the famous Fish cheer.
Yes.
Which you can't do on the radio. But anyway.
Yeah.
They put out an album called Electric Music for Mind and Body. Country Joe and the Fish, $100. Elvis, everything by Elvis worth money. Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel with its picture sleeve up to $150.
Can I ask you
So
just go ahead. You tell me that, and then I have a question.
Well, I was going to say, this was first offered to a young Frankie Valli. But songwriter Otis Blackwell asked him to let Elvis record this. I think he'll do a better job.
So we had Paul Anka in town. By the way, have you seen Frankie Valli lately performing? Oh, boy.
It's very hard to watch.
It's tough to watch. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, what an amazing talent. And now they're just pushing him around to make money, whether it's his inspiration or somebody else's. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But we saw Paul Anka. He's 84 years old. And I am amazed at the unbelievable talent. I didn't know he wrote all the songs that he wrote. My Way for Tonight. I mean, the list goes on. And, man, he's 84, but you would think he was like 50. He's running around the stage, and it was really a great show.
I haven't seen him in person, but, I've seen many filmed concerts of him. Yeah.
But my question is on you see a lot of Elvis stuff out there. Almost, at least the stuff I've seen at garage sales, you'll find an Elvis 45 or an album that is
something on velvet
that is original.
Yeah.
However, no picture sleeves, and it's been beaten up really badly. Is there any value to that whatsoever?
All depends on what the mint value would be. If it's an Elvis album or 45 worth, say, $1,000, then even one that was, beat to tar would still be maybe $100.
Okay, so there's still value, possibly.
On the high value,
yeah. All right, keep going. I'm sorry.
Last number one hit for the Beatles, The Long and Winding Road. That 45 with its picture sleeve up to $150. The last album for Cream with Eric Clapton, Goodbye Cream. Got a copy? Look at the label. If it's yellow, it's up to $30. But if the label is pink and tan, you're up to $250.
Wow.
The Contours, one of the few people to have two hits, again in 1962 and again in 1988 with Do You Love Me? The value for the album up to $300. I don't know if you remember Moby Grape. They were another psychedelic band out of San Francisco. And they didn't quite make it because the record company released 8 singles at the same time to radio stations, and they didn't know which one to play, so they didn't play any. So as a result, Doug Stevenson, who was the lead, Don Stevenson, on the album cover, he extends his middle finger.
Yeah.
And some of them are brushed out, but if you find one with the finger not brushed out, it's up to $300.
Okay.
Alice Cooper, School's Out for Summer. Every album came with a pair of paper panties.
Nice.
If you kept your panties, makes it up to $100. Yeah.
Well, it'd be foolish to try to wear them, to be honest. So, right?
I remember sailing them out the radio station window and almost causing an accident. So
that's funny.
I should have held on to them. Roy Orbison, his very first record, Ooby Dooby, became a hit later for Creedence Clearwater Revival. Roy Orbison and the Teen Kings, Ooby Dooby, up to $1,200. And when you go to those yard sales, don't forget to go through those old 78s. Many of them can be worth a lot of money, especially if they're blues, like Ma Rainey and Papa Jackson. Ma and Pa, Poorhouse Blues on Paramount Records, up to $2,500.
I look every time I go. The minute I see there's 78s, I immediately go through every one, and I'm looking for blues. But all I seem to get is like all this remake stuff from, Guy Lombardo or all of those things, but I still have not come across a single blues album. I'm looking though.
That's why they're worth so much money. Yeah,
that is
blues 78s. Yeah.
Okay, good, really good stuff. And as you're out there, listen, these yard sales and garage sales are still going on. There are some of those where they've kind of figured out your list, your value list.
Yes.
And they're asking big money for the stuff, especially in estate sales. But you can find steals.
You can bargain. You can dicker. You know what I mean? That's the fun part of it. You want $2,500? How about $1,500?
I have somebody asking on an original album of Santo and Johnny that includes what was their big song? Sleepwalk. Any value on that whatsoever?
Not tremendously collectible. Instrumentals generally not worth much money. The album would be up to around $50.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. And of course, you have the list on the value, and it can be purchased very easily. And explain how that works.
Yeah, go to the website, moneymusic.com, moneymusic.com. Record guide is on a flash drive listing the values for over 1 million records. Order copy, and we'll include a free copy of our picture sleeve guide, which lists the values for over 10,000 picture sleeves.
Nice. We'll do this again in October. John, as always, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day. Mighty John, the record guides, moneymusic.com is the website. Before I break, let me bring Stefan back in. Nice move. I mean, your low voice, you played along well. You didn't know it was coming. Good stuff. I've been waiting all week for you to call because I wasn't going to do this until you called, and you finally called. And Davey came in and said, "Do you want to do the bit with Stefan?" I'm like, "Perfect, let's do it now." All right. Big win for the Yankees last night. Big win for the Mets, Stefan.
Yes, big win for the Mets last night. They were down at one point 6-1, and I'm thinking the season's over. That's it. And they come from behind and close it out and win 9-7.
Well, remember, it could still be over. Manaski's very worried about the Marlins.
Yeah, the Marlins always gives the Mets problems.
Yeah.
In September specifically.
Yeah.
Especially, I will never forget. There's of course the case where the Mets had a 7-game lead with 8 to go and they didn't make the playoffs.
That was like 99, maybe. I forget.
No, it wasn't even, because I think we had Tom Glavine might have pitched that game.
Okay.
In his one season with the Mets. There's so many instances where we needed victories in the final week of the season, and the Marlins came to town and either took 2 out of 3 or clean sweep.
And
through
remember,
the Mets.
we're in
a team that was
Florida.
30 games under 500 would just manhandle us.
The other thing is, Stefan, you had a very interesting little story that they were talking about on WFAN in New York, and that is that there may be some unrest in the dugout. What are you hearing?
Well, I'm hearing that there may be some tension in the dugout and in the clubhouse over Lindor and Soto. Soto wants to be the top dog, but Lindor is really the
captain,
MVP. He
is.
should be the captain. And when Soto was with the Yankees, he didn't get along too good with Aaron Judge, who's the Yankee captain.
So it's very interesting to watch. Soto is kind of fun when he walks up to into the batter's box. He's kind of like John with the catcher and with the umpire, and he's laughing. And then he'll swing and miss, and he'll smile and look back and like, wow, that was so close, or whatever he's saying. I don't know what it is.
Right.
But that isn't happening right now, and he's in a bit of a mini slump. He was really strong over in September, but in the last week or so, it does seem like there's some tension, and he's just not hitting the ball right now. So maybe there is something to that.
There could be, and the manager Mendoza said post game last night that they have to worry about today, because today is when they have to do it. They can't worry about tomorrow.
Right. Yes, that's a good point. Every day you got to worry about today, not tomorrow or yesterday. Okay, so they play the Cubs today and tomorrow, and then the Marlins for the weekend. And that's it, all on the road. Yankees with Champaign. I don't remember Champaign when you're clinching a wild card spot. I think we talked about this last year, but they were doing Champaign last night because they've clinched a spot in the playoffs.
So I know in the past, let's say 20 years, that has been standard.
Yeah.
But if you're talking, pre-2000.
I got to tell you, I wouldn't be doing Champaign at all. You still can take the division. You're only a game behind Toronto right now. I wouldn't be celebrating yet. I don't think it's time to celebrate.
I agree with you.
I
also wouldn't be, and again, great job, Alvarez, with the go-ahead home run in the eighth inning.
Yeah.
But to stop halfway between first and home and
showing
flex,
the muscles,
and then rounding third, he's flexing.
Yeah, I don't
come
like
on. Can we clinch a playoff spot? And then you can do the whole Hulk Hogan in the ring. Do the thing with the ear.
Mm-hmm.
Do this one. You can do this one.
Do whatever you want once you're there, but give me a break. I think I completely agree. Okay, Tim Storm, thank you so much for taking your time with us here this morning and your low voice. Thanks. Have a great day.
Bye, Bill.
Goodbye, Stephen.
And over mountains high.
Pretty incredible, I'm just saying.
If I stumble
I wonder if he goes really low at the end. Let's see. I think he does. Listen to this.
Walk that lonesome road.
Look, it's impressive, but
it's not necessarily nice to listen to.
I don't know. I loved it.
He's in slow motion.
He's not in slow motion. That's how slow the song is. He's going to a song.
Well, that's what I mean. He couldn't sing an upbeat song because he couldn't get that low.
Maybe
I
not.
wonder what his speaking voice sounds like.
I don't.
Well, it brings to mind, like, remember Jim Nabors? His speaking voice was kind of have a southern twang to it.
But when he would sing, he would almost sing like
almost operatic with the way he sang.
Yeah. Gomer Pyle. Well, golly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on, Davey? What are you yelling about? That's
one of my.
That's actually really good, Jeff.
That's one of my.
You got to practice on that.
That's one of my favorite shows.
Oh, Gomer Pyle.
Oh, yeah. I love Gomer.
All right, listen, we're all sitting around here lowering our voices and all of that stuff when looming, except for Beth.
I got too much estrogen to do that.
Looming in.
Was that Smitty?
That's Davey in there. Yeah, you aced it right there, Davey. That was really
this isn't
good.
going away, is it?
No.
Nope.
We do have looming in the near distance the Hobeika free money question of the day, and today it is worth $200.
Bill,
also,
I think that's too low. You should pump it up a little bit.
I think you need to practice on it. I like it.
I need to practice. Well, you must not like it if I have
I'm
to
saying
practice.
you're developing it. You're developing it. It's very, very good. How about they actually have arrested a suspect in the Valley View case, and one, I believe it would be the one that was allegedly driving the ATV. So you remember the pictures? There was a dirt bike and an ATV. Apparently, police were able to follow to the home, and it was a Utica home, and they were allegedly hiding the ATV. Afterwards, they finally made the arrest. And then I do want to say, without getting into it in the case regarding my son, there was an arrest, but I'm handling it very carefully, and here's why. We're all innocent until proven guilty, right? And so it would be an arrest in regards to the crazy random attack. Although somebody said to me yesterday, who was it here on the air? It's like, well, what was he doing walking on Genesee Street?
Yes.
I forgot who said that.
It was
like,
was it Butler or Griffo? They were in yesterday.
It might have been Butler. It was Butler. He's like, well, what was he doing walking around down there?
Well, I think he thought he still lived
with me.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
What are you implying there? Mr. Butler, what are you implying?
What is he?
So the story was he was getting milk, and that's when it happened. Completely random, makes no sense to me at all. But I want to know why. I want to know what was the reason.
Right.
Is it? I didn't like his face. I didn't like the way he was walking.
Wrong
he was
place,
smiling.
wrong time.
I'm in a bad mood.
Yep.
He was smiling,
and he was there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or I'm on drugs, and I looked and I saw somebody who attacked me when I was a kid, and I thought it was him. And I don't know what is the scenario that caused the attack. And when I say it's been bad, it could be much worse. I understand, but broken jaw,
wired shut.
Didn't realize what you have to go through for that.
Yeah.
Do you realize he said the hardest? My son told me this as we're driving to the surgeons again because he still has to have another surgery, and he said the hardest thing when your mouth it's just been set, you are wired, your mouth is wired shut with just enough to fit a straw, so you have a liquid diet for over a month. But he said the hardest, most painful thing that I have to go through under this circumstance is when I have to sneeze.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. He said it is the most painful because you're tensing everything up. You're actually moving your jaw a little bit.
Yeah.
You can't. And it's
can't
an
release the
explosion.
force, yeah.
And he said it is the most painful thing I've ever felt in my life. So
Well, and they've said that like if you try to subdue a sneeze, you can really do some
you can
damage
cause-
to yourself.
Yeah.
Can I ask
It is what it is. Yeah.
questions about
Yeah.
the incident, or should I not?
You can.
Well, like for instance, when you say what would possess somebody to do that, and I have the same question, but like, did he, as they would say, run his pockets? Did he try to put his hands in his pockets to take a wallet, cash?
There was no robbery. There was no attempt to take anything.
Did he say anything to him, like "Don't come around here,"
Nope.
or "You looked at my girlfriend"?
Nope. Nope. No communication whatsoever. Just punching. It's kind of like what happened, if you remember, when in New York, where who was it? Who was the celebrity that was walking down the street and somebody punched him in the face?
Just cold cocked
That
him.
was happening a lot in New York City a couple of years ago.
Yep.
This was kind of like that. There was no warning.
Say wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
And no reason.
And no reason. There has to be something. A bad mood. I mean, that's pretty extreme for a bad mood.
And I hate to mention this because it's kind of turning into a cliche, almost a cliche thing, but maybe there's some mental health issues going on.
It's possible too.
Yeah.
And so
Steve Buscemi, was it?
It
Well,
might
that
have-
did happen.
I
to
think
him.
it was
It had been
2024.
it
Rick
happened-
Moranis?
Rick Moranis was the one that happened in Brooklyn, or
Central Park. Yeah.
yeah. So, but it happened to several, and it just why? No reason. They didn't. It wasn't like they're going after a celebrity. Why did the guy do what he did to that woman on the train? That young lady.
Oh,
which
yeah,
is-
the one-
That's
young
why I
woman got
say this
killed.
could have been so much worse.
Yeah.
So we look at it that way. The other thing is, while there is a person of interest, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, and that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, Davey. Yes, take this or okay, quickly. Who is it? Oh, it's Wayne. Hey, Wayne. Good morning.
Hey, guys. And, Bill, I'm sorry to hear what happened to your son. But
Yeah,
you know
thank
what?
you.
I lived in Utica all my life. And I tell my girl, I tell my son, don't walk around unless you're walking around with a swivel on your, as your neck on a swivel.
Yeah.
And you just can't walk the streets. There's no safe part to Utica. And that's no lie. I don't care where you are.
I don't know.
Well, I think it's
There
not.
isn't. You don't live in Utica.
I
Neither one of
don't.
you.
I don't. But what I'm saying though is
until 10 years ago I did, and I still go to
Yeah,
my
well,
mother's
guess
neighborhood.
what?
I
Guess
walk the
what?
dog. I'm out with my son.
All my life, I have lived.
And you don't live
in
there anymore
Cornwall.
either.
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you moved.
What
but go ahead.
I would say, Wayne, though, is it's really anywhere, but more so in any city.
Oh yeah, it can
you
happen
gotta
anywhere.
be-
But the thing about it is,
yeah.
it more so happens. It more so happens in Utica because of it does. It more so happens in Utica. I mean, these streets. It's like people are. I don't even know how to explain. It's just like they're waiting for someone to just be going along and just minding their own business, and they're like, that's
Yeah.
the chance.
Well-
There's the time. I want his sneakers. I want his jacket. I
This
just
wasn't,
want to
and
beat
then
him
the
up.
funny thing about that, this wasn't. I want something. This
Right.
was just like,
Right.
and it could be because with some of the and I don't know. This is just hypothetical. It could be a drug situation where there's.
Some people get a high off of doing them, just beating people up.
Or you're hallucinating and you're seeing something that you think you see but you're not. So we don't know. I hope to find out. I will say I want to really say a special thank you to the Utica Police Department. And look at these guys and women have been extra busy. Have you been watching the news? They're cleaning up cases left and right. You got the Valley View situation, and think about that story too.
Well, I was going to warn you about that. That we didn't find out we got him from Cash Patel, did we? Because otherwise, they probably got the wrong guy.
Well,
That's
again,
the case.
Ring camera.
This person is also innocent until proven guilty. However, it is what it is, right? We all are. But I think that UPD has been extremely busy, and they've accomplished a lot in the last week of closing up a lot of these cases. They've been hit with some really crazy stuff, and I just think they could have let this go because this, to my son, happened back in August.
Mm-hmm.
They could have let it go, and they didn't. They've pursued it, and pursuing it knowing that any arrest is going to put somebody right back out on the street within, couple of hours.
Yeah.
So realizing that, but they pursued it and believe they have a suspect.
So was your son alone?
Yes, but there were people on the. This happened in front of the Oval stand.
He wasn't walking with anybody. He was alone.
Correct.
Yeah, that's like you're better off if you're in Utica. I don't care if you're not carrying a gun or a bat. You're better off to be with somebody. You need the buddy system, like when you're swimming.
Yeah. Well, I agree, but you don't always have that opportunity. But you're right that you got to be when you're walking. You got to be on your guard at every second.
You can't go from your car in a parking lot, Bill, to the door of a store.
And that, by the way, could be that could be the mall. I mean,
Walmart. The Walmart stores are famous for that.
So you never know what's out there, and this was a very difficult lesson for my kid to have to learn, but.
He's a good kid, right?
He wouldn't harm.
Yeah, he's a super nice
would not harm anybody.
person.
But I gotta say that he was naive, thinking that nothing like this could happen, and there was no reason for it.
Yeah.
And the other part is there were a lot of people sitting there that saw it and
didn't do anything.
Taking video.
I don't think anybody took video, but I think they walked inside is what they, except for one woman who came to his rescue and helped him and actually
afterwards.
Yeah. And because his glasses were broken, so he couldn't see any. At that point, he can't see.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So these little things that you rely on.
Yeah.
About how many people saw this, do you think?
I think he said there were like 8 or 10 people sitting there.
I bet you if you put the word out,
it's crazy.
Hey, there's $50 for anybody who caught that on video. You could get a video of it.
You're probably right. Yeah, because all we do is videotape everything today. So
and who wants to watch it anyway, right, Bill? You want to watch
it's evidence, not to watch it and pull out popcorn. I'm saying as evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Jeff. But who wants to watch it?
I know.
It's like my son showed me that Charlie Kirk getting shot. I don't want to watch it.
Oh
and
my
I didn't
God!
want him watching it. But it was on for enough time for him and his friends to all watch that. And that video went very viral, very fast.
It was out within 15 minutes of at least I had it sent to me within 15 minutes of the shooting.
I saw it on X.
Sick to my stomach.
Within an hour.
Yeah. And that was the worst.
Like them or not, it's just sickening.
Yeah,
worst
it was
video I've ever seen.
Very difficult to watch.
You can't unsee what you saw there.
Yeah, again, political opinion aside, to see. And here was something else about that.
It seemed like Hollywood. And you're thinking, wow, this movie's way over the top.
I was kind of surprised it was 2 hours later, and I think it was about that time that they declared him officially dead. And I watched the video, and I was like, there's no way he's surviving that.
I think he lost.
I told my son, I said, he's still alive. And he goes, he's not alive, Dad.
No way.
And I said, Jack, they're saying that he got to him in time, and they're working on him. He said, Dad, there's no way. I said, Jack, maybe they altered that. Maybe they altered that video because it looks fake. And he goes, Dad, it's not fake.
There was so much blood loss by the time he hit the stage.
Yeah. You
just everybody knew as you were watching media and stuff. Everybody knew, but they weren't saying anything. So
I don't care whether you liked him or not. It was disgusting.
It was terrible. You're absolutely right. No one should be. And I understand there were people that were celebrating that. It's just there's something wrong with you if you're celebrating that. So okay, Wayne, thank you, man. I appreciate
Have a good day, guys.
Thank you.
After the free money question, I got some Jimmy Kimmel comments here from our Facebook page, our YouTube page. I'm going to keep saying our because it's just been drilled into my head for 20 years.
Yeah,
but,
well, it is
from your YouTube page.
Well, while you're here, it's all ours. That way, if there's trouble, I can not have to take it by myself. All right, let me break here, and we're going to do Hobica's free money question of the day. We'll do it right after the news. Davey, it's worth $200. And you're looking for caller number 7, right? 315-736-0186. Caller 7, we'll do that next. Actually, call right now, 315-736-0186 at WIBX.
Judge Pat Kilmartin, current civil and criminal trial judge and attorney in private practice, former Onondaga County prosecutor and county attorney, decades of real courtroom experience. Judge Pat Kilmartin, past county legislator and longtime youth basketball coach, active parish member and volunteer for the Diocese of Syracuse, engaged in our community. Judge Pat Kilmartin, husband, father, coach, friend, committed to fairness, integrity, and the rule of law.
I'm Judge Pat Kilmartin. Growing up, I learned the value of public service from my mom, a public school educator, and my dad, a court attendant for Onondaga County Court. The countless hours I spent following my dad down courthouse halls started me on my path to becoming a lawyer, a prosecutor, and a judge. Everything I've done professionally since then has prepared me to extend that service to New York State Supreme Court.
Elect Judge Pat Kilmartin to State Supreme Court. Paid for by Judge Kilmartin for Supreme Court.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Hi folks, this is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Police have made one arrest in the case from earlier this month when two brazen males were spotted driving a dirt bike in a four-wheeler through Valley View Golf Course, causing extensive damage. Police arrested 22-year-old Juan Rodriguez, who was positively identified, according to police, and then turned himself into authorities. The investigation into other parties responsible for the damage is still ongoing, and additional charges are likely to come, according to the Utica Police Department. New York State Police are in the midst of an active search for a homicide suspect from the Cohoes area near Albany, and they say they're not sure which direction he traveled. Troopers have released a statewide alert for 53-year-old Anthony Bichand, who they say is a white male about 5 feet 11 inches tall. Troopers say on September 14th at approximately 9:15 a.m., the Cohoes Police Department responded to Earl Lynn Court in Cohoes, where a deceased female was found inside a residence. Upon arrival, officers discovered the victim, identified as 41-year-old Amanda Rodriguez from Cohoes, with family ties to Franklin County. Police say they're not sure which direction Bichard traveled. They had found his abandoned vehicle shortly thereafter. A Utica man says he followed his gut when he heard a dog yelping somewhere in Proctor Park. When he discovered was that someone had apparently tied a dog to a tree there and left it. Vinny Gravano rescued the dog and called authorities. UPD and Animal Control have made sure the dog gets the proper care. That full story and photos, along with a video, up on our news site at WIBX950.com. The Village of Herkimer has appointed a new acting police chief. After 8 years as chief, Michael Jury has resigned and is taking the campus security job at Herkimer County Community College. The village board has now appointed Captain Rich Bowman as acting chief in the county seat. Boilermaker registration continues to be open as the race celebrates race director Jim Sestitis' 73rd birthday from yesterday. It goes through Friday. The early registration and discount for the 5K and 15K race, which is July 12th of next year, will run through 11 a.m. Friday. After this, normal registration for the race will open sometime in January. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Still trying to squeak out more rainfall, and I think that we will. First, have to deal with a bit of fog here. It's kind of hanging around this morning. Spotty showers into the afternoon. A few showers, maybe a thunderstorm scattered around. I think plenty of dry hours, however, 75. A little better chance of scattered showers and storms tonight and tomorrow. Maybe some isolated severe weather tomorrow, 73. Friday, a few showers, tapering off late, 75. from the Weather Channel. I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik, WIBX 950 AM at 92.3 FM.
All right, currently we have some clouds and 62. I don't know if you look to next week. We're back up to the low to mid 80s.
Let's do it.
Potentially. I don't know. It could
Yeah,
change,
I don't know how I
but
feel about that. It's September going in, and next week will be in October.
Loving it. Loving it. I'm loving it. What is this noise? I love
Says the
every
man
bit
with
of
the
it.
built-in pool.
Love it, love it, love it. Keep it coming. If only the leaves weren't falling. Okay, Bill from Stittville. Let me take Bill first, and then I'll do the couple of mentions that I have to do. And then Manaski has all sorts of Kimmel comments and a little audio from last night we'll get to as well. This is Hobica's free money question of the day. It's worth $200 today. And on the line is Bill in Stittville. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning.
You ready to go?
I'm ready.
This is going to be under the category of history, and it comes from Joseph and Andrew Hobica, the Hobica Law Firm. For your legal needs, call 315-724-1600. We've all had to do it at some point. 315-724-1600, the Hobica Law Firm. Okay, you have 7 seconds to answer the question, so don't waste any time here. 7 seconds to answer. From the category history, here is, actually it should be the category our history. Our history. Here is the question. When WIBX launched in 1925, it was on 1460 AM. We moved to 950 AM in 1948. At that point, WIBX was on 1230 AM. How many AM frequencies over the years has WIBX been on in its 100 years? How many? Ready, go.
3.
Is it 3? Which would be 1460, 950, and 1230. Yeah, it is actually 5. There were actually 5. Did you know this?
I didn't know the total, no.
So
I knew
1460.
1230 before 950.
1460 to 1280 that's 1927. We moved to 1260. In 1928, moved to 1200. And then in 1941 to 48, we were at 1230. Since 1948, we've been at 950 AM. So that's a long time. So
very
5
long time.
was the. This is our
77 years, I
100th
think.
anniversary, and for that reason, we bring up these questions every once in a while.
Can I bring up 2 questions? One, actually, I already forgot the second one. Why was there so much moving around in the early?
I was going to ask the same question. What predicates the necessity?
Was it change of owner?
I'm gonna let Bill go, and I'll talk about that. William, we're gonna give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's a $25 gift card. It's good at Aquavino and Babes and Taylor and the Cook, at Cookies, at the Odd, 72 Tavern and Grill, and the list goes on. So a lot of different places you can go to with it. And it's $25. Pretty good. Stand by.
Thank you.
Davey's going to hook you up. Thank you. All right. So why the moving around?
Yeah.
Well, just think about it. When we signed on in 1925, it was 1460 AM. How many, I have some people coming in that are going to be able to talk about this much better than I can, but how many radios do you think were out there that could actually listen? The number was very small. So it's like anything else. You remember when AM stereo happened?
I don't.
There were a couple of stations here in town that were AM stereo, and it was AM, but it was in stereo. It gave it a whole different sound, but it never took off. There were 2 different platforms. The FCC said, we'll let the market decide, and the market did, and neither one worked. But there were very few radios that actually could pick up the AM stereo. In some cases, I remember WTLB was AM stereo, and they had a promotion where they were giving out radios just so people could
listen.
High definition radio.
Yeah, well, there was a promotion in this building.
That we did it here.
Now,
And
this is
that's-
all prior to FM, right?
Well, not what we're talking about now, but yes, the
early
FM,
days.
Yeah, we weren't really dealing with FM where it became a product until into the 70s. OUR,
really?
which is right next door to us right now, OUR was one of the first album-oriented rock stations in the country.
I remember when
certainly
that
in New York
launched.
State.
Yeah.
So why the moving around? I think it was just you move because it was in such in its infancy. You wanted to be on the perfect channel so that you could get picked up better, because other stations were landing, and you know how AM is at night. It begins to drift and the signal carries, so you have all this skip and other interference. Anyway, the reason we went from 12:30 to 9:50 was, and I think you know the answer to this.
Did it have to do with? It's funny because I'm aware of, and I've listened to the announcement when they came on the air and said, "Now turn your radio dial." And
yeah,
was it because the line was damaged, or
it was because we were I say we, but it was an expansion. We'd convinced the FCC it was important to also cover the city of Rome.
Oh, so that's correct. Yes, I did know that.
It was a stronger signal.
Stronger signal.
We were able to move there.
So it was the progress of technology.
So really, it's technology.
Yeah.
But you imagine being on in 1925 or 1930 or whatever. You're making it up as you go along the way. I mean, there's no. This is how we do it around here.
Yeah,
And someone was telling me you couldn't play recorded music. You had to have live music at one point.
Yep.
So it just is so crazy when you look at
we
the
have
progression.
standards around here.
Yeah. And now,
and initially,
we're just trying to hang on for dear life.
Everybody's fingernails are bleeding.
Yeah.
And
wild.
wasn't it initially primarily talk, or was there music?
Well, it was variety. It was really variety. Yeah. So when you had music, it was live music. But then it wasn't really until the 40s when you started getting where you have those you see the World War II movies.
So the industry just progressed. I mean, it just developed.
It just grew and developed. Yeah. And it really, and then radio
the internet
became,
or Twitter,
Remember, same thing.
Yeah.
And then let's
what
not
am
forget
I going to use this for?
Then let's not forget the what is that show we air, Davey, on Sundays?
When radio was.
When radio was the old Fibber McGee and Molly and all those programs.
Well, and it's all based on how many people can we get to listen.
Yeah, and
listenership.
and in its heyday,
like in a magazine, it's all readership.
Yeah, it was. This is all really before TV. So, all right, quickly some comments on Jimmy Kimmel.
Sure. Okay, so let's see.
I said I watched it last night. I stayed up, found a way to watch it, and I thought he was sincere. He was definitely, as Minaski predicted, crying from time to time.
As a matter of fact, John Wick says, I took the winner on the under is Jeff M., although I think it was the over. John Wick also says, thank God we didn't have to watch him. I mean, locally. Steven says, it's un-American to make fun of your president. Other nations are watching.
That's bull crap.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry. I mean, you're in the United States of America, where free speech and parody and questioning your government is what we are made of. It's how this country was born.
To that response, well, specifically, here's what they were talking about. John says, no, I stand by what I said, pedophile. He's referring to Trump there. That was an apology and a good one. I say forgiven, John Wick says.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was I got to tell you, I thought it was sincere, and I thought he was emotionally
engaged
and emotionally harmed, if you will, by this, just as everybody else was, right? But I think the biggest problem for him is he didn't intend it to be. Everybody was saying you attacked the family, you attacked Charlie Kirk. He said it never did and never intended that. And because it became that, he felt really terrible. And I think that's where the crying came in. I bought it. 30 seconds.
Trump has to spend a lot of time cleaning up Biden's mess. Stephen says that after calling Trump what I just said a few minutes ago. Mm-hmm. And then this is to you, Bill. Leave the current laws and orders of this country. Learn the current laws and orders of this country. Keeler, you don't know as much as you think you know. Going to get a little weird here in the coming weeks.
Okay.
I hope
First
you're
of all,
prepared.
stop him there. He's QAnon, John.
Is that who that is?
I know the law. Trust me. I understand, especially when it comes to radio. It's what we do, and we have to know what we're doing. Otherwise, we'd be breaking it, right? Screwing it up.
Was
I got to break.
To Jimmy.
Yeah, I got to break.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
Jimmy Kimmel's show back on the air on some ABC stations. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I was not happy when they pulled me off the air on Wednesday. I did not agree with that decision, and I told them that.
And while Kimmel did not apologize for comments about Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin that had Disney suspend his show last week, Kimmel got emotional, saying he never intended to make light of a murder.
Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual.
Kimmel also thanked his supporters and conservatives he disagrees with for being critical of his suspension, though he remains off the air on dozens of ABC stations owned by Sinclair and Nexstar that didn't put his show back on last night. Kimmel got a standing ovation, saying President Trump can't take a joke.
The President of the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs.
President Trump posted on Truth Social he can't believe Kimmel got his job back, that he's not funny, and his show is 99% Democrat garbage that he wrote might be a major illegal campaign contribution. The day after the president criticized the UN at the UN for not stopping wars, for pushing a Palestinian state, illegal immigration, and climate change, which he called a con job. New U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Mike Waltz, just told Fox.
This is a president of peace. He absolutely deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. And the UN can and should be a forum where we can engage and actually get things done.
While at the UN, the president also met with Ukraine's leader Volodymyr Zelensky, who tells Fox he thinks President Trump's tired of being lied to by Russian leader Vladimir Putin.
Very positive signals from the side that Trump and America will be with us to the end of the war.
The president called Russia a paper tiger in a Truth Social post. Fox's Peter Doocy reads at the White House.
After seeing the economic trouble it is causing Russia, I think Ukraine, with the support of the European Union, is in a position to fight and win all of Ukraine back in its original form.
America's listening to Fox News.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, no, you can't do that. No, you better sit this one out. It's no way to live. So if pain is affecting you, see how Relief Factor can help get you back to life on your terms. One where you say yes a lot more. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor's unique formula of natural ingredients does not just mask pain, it helps reduce or eliminate it for good. Whether it's your back, neck, joints, or muscles, Relief Factor can help you, as it has for so many others. So call 1-800-4RELIEF and give Relief Factor's 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day to get your life back. Just go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF, and see how you can say yes to more of everything you want.
Ryan Ruth will be sentenced December 18th, facing life in prison after being convicted on all charges in the second Trump assassination attempt last year.
It just took the jury over 2 hours to come to that guilty verdict before chaos erupted in the courtroom. Now, moments after that guilty verdict was read, Ruth grabbed a pen on the desk beside him and tried to stab himself in the neck. Witnesses in the courtroom say it didn't seem to have penetrated the skin before U.S. Marshals restrained him. All of this happened with the jury and Ruth's 2 children still in the courtroom. Sarah, Ruth's daughter, stood up and screamed, quote, "Don't do anything. I will get you out. This is not fair. This is all rigged." And then she ran out of the courtroom crying.
Fox's Dana Marie McNichol outside that federal court in Fort Pierce, Florida. The Republican House majority got a little slimmer. It'll be 219 to 214 now after a Democrat won a special election in Arizona.
We reject the MAGA agenda, and we will hold this administration accountable.
Adelita Grijalva will replace her father, Raul, and serve out the rest of his term after the congressman died back in March. This says Congress has just 6 days left now to approve new funding to avert a government shutdown, and the president canceled planned talks tomorrow with Democratic leaders saying they aren't realistic in budget talks.
President Trump declared that Democratic demands were, quote, ridiculous. He accused Democrats of wanting to, quote, force taxpayers to fund transgender surgery for minors. Republicans find it ironic that Democrats argued against shutdowns for years, but now some Democrats believe that shutting down is a better option.
Fox's Chad Pergam at the Capitol. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising, coming off yesterday's selling that dropped the Dow and the NASDAQ down from Monday's record highs. In baseball, the New York Yankees and Seattle Mariners both won last night and both clinched playoff spots. Playoffs start next week. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. Police have made one arrest in the case from earlier this month when two brazen males were spotted driving a dirt bike and a four-wheeler through Valley View Golf Course, causing extensive damage. Police arrested 22-year-old Juan Rodriguez, who was positively identified, according to police, and then turned himself into authorities. The investigation into other parties responsible for the damage is still ongoing, and additional charges are likely to come, according to the Utica Police Department. New York State Police are in the midst of an active search for a homicide suspect from the Cohoes area near Albany, and they say they're not sure which direction he traveled. Troopers have released a statewide alert for 53-year-old Anthony Beshand, who they say is a white male about 5 feet 11 inches tall. Troopers say on September 14th at approximately 9:15 a.m., the Cohoes Police Department responded to Earl Lynn Court in Cohoes, where a deceased female was found inside a residence. Upon arrival, officers discovered the victim, identified as 41-year-old Amanda Rodriguez from Cohoes, with family ties to Franklin County. Police say they're not sure which direction Beshard traveled. They had found his abandoned vehicle shortly thereafter. A Utica man says he followed his gut when he heard a dog yelping somewhere in Proctor Park. When he discovered was that someone had apparently tied a dog to a tree there and left it. Vinny Gravano rescued the dog and called authorities. UPD and Animal Control have made sure the dog gets the proper care. That full story and photos, along with a video, up on our news site at WIBX950.com. The Village of Herkimer has appointed a new acting police chief. After 8 years as chief, Michael Jory has resigned and is taking the campus security job at Herkimer County Community College. The village board has now appointed Captain Rich Bowman as acting chief in the county seat. Memorial services are now set for the Onondaga County Sheriff's Department deputy who tragically lost his life in a crash over the weekend. Calling hours for 58-year-old William Pofke will be Friday from 5 p.m. until 7 at the New Corner Cremations and Funerals in North Syracuse. Pofke was riding a motorcycle in Madison County on Sunday when he lost control, causing the motorcycle to overturn and end up in a ditch. He passed away hours later. The cause of the accident is still under investigation. An emotional Jimmy Kimmel back last night on ABC. Disney officials returned the program with some protest. However, it was an emotional return and even somewhat of an apology to the family. The program did not air here locally or in most upstate New York cities, as Nexstar and Sinclair Broadcasting both is still holding the program preemptive. It'll be interesting to see what occurs later today if the show will return following the apology. Boilermaker registration continues to be open as the race celebrates race director Jim Sestitis' 73rd birthday from yesterday. It goes through Friday. The early registration and discount for the 5K and 15K race, which is July 12th of next year, will run through 11 a.m. Friday. After this, normal registration for the race will open sometime in January. In sports, a big night for the Yankees as they clinched a playoff berth after rallying for a 3-2 win over the White Sox in their series opener from the Bronx. Jose Caballero hit a walk-off RBI single in the bottom of the ninth to lift the Pinstripes to victory. New York Yankees lead the AL wild card and sit one game back now in the AL East behind Toronto. The Mets took down the Cubs 9-7 to open their series in Chicago. Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, and Francisco Alvarez each went deep in the victory. New York is third in the NL wild card and will continue its three-game set tonight. Week 5 of the college football season starts tomorrow, and Army is 1-2. Will visit East Carolina tomorrow night. Syracuse is 3-1 and will host Duke Saturday at noon. Quarterback Steve Angeli is thanking fans for their support after undergoing surgery to repair his Achilles tendon on Monday. NHL preseason, the Rangers failed to hold their lead after suffering a 5-4 overtime loss to the Bruins in their exhibition game from Madison Square Garden. The Devils blew out the Islanders 6-2 in their exhibition. New York City FC hopes to stay hot. They look to extend their winning streak to 3 games when it hosts Inter Miami CF tonight in Queens. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Still trying to squeak out more rainfall, and I think that we will. First, have to deal with a bit of fog here. It's kind of hanging around this morning. Spotty showers into the afternoon. A few showers, maybe a thunderstorm scattered around. I think plenty of dry hours, however, 75. A little better chance of scattered showers and storms tonight and tomorrow. Maybe some isolated severe weather tomorrow, 73. Friday, a few showers, tapering off late, 75. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik, WIBX 950 AM at 92.3 FM.
All right, currently it's cloudy and 62. People of all ages can experience any level of discomfort. It could be in your knees or hips or back, stem from where? Your feet. It could be the way you're walking. The trusted team of arch support specialists at the Good Feet store have you covered. It's a self-care journey, and this is an insert program that these are 3 different inserts that go into your shoes, or you can get shoes from them, and the inserts also go in. There's a free fitting and test walk. No appointment is needed. You can walk right in. They're located at 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. But this is an opportunity for you to go pain-free. Get rid of the pain. It may be caused by your step, by your walk, the way you're walking. The Good Feet Store, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. No appointment is needed. You can walk right in or call them, 315-999-3910. And Ricky Z, all about Mazda. And have you thought about a pre-owned vehicle? It's a tremendous value from Steve Ponte Mazda. While they normally focus on creating the ultimate customer experience at Steve Ponte Mazda, they only select the best late model Mazdas for their Mazda certified pre-owned vehicles. They offer them with a 160-point inspection, balance of a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. And if you need a lower price or payment, say to Rick, I need a lower price or payment. And he'll say, let's make your deal on a new Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle. It feels new. It's taken care of, and it goes through that 160-point inspection. It comes from the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction. It's Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Don't overpay for your next mattress. Take advantage of Mattress Express's guaranteed lowest price program. Bring in any locally advertised price on a mattress we carry, and we will beat the price. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Hi folks, this is Rob Hilton. Your family is your greatest treasure. Is your estate plan ready to protect them when it matters most? At Hilton Estate and Elder Law, we understand the importance of getting it right. That's why we offer a free review of your current plan. Together we'll assess it and provide honest feedback to ensure it truly works. No cost, no obligation, just confidence and peace of mind. Let's prepare for the future together. Schedule a free review today.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law.
Mattress Express's free adjustable base promotion is on. Come on, pick out any king or queen set in the store except Tempur-Pedic and get upgraded to an adjustable base at no extra charge. You heard me right. And we have no credit check payment plans.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Celebrate 100 years of high-flying dunks, 100 years of show-stopping moves, and 100 years of changing the game. Bring the whole family and be part of a legacy that never stops. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com.
You know what they say about judging a book by its cover? Everyone with an addiction has a story to tell. Don't know? Don't judge. Addiction is a treatable medical condition. What helps people seek treatment is support. What does not help is shame and stigma. We can all make a difference. Learn how at oasis.ny.gov. The New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports. Every step of the way.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Good luck with that.
It's absurd. Okay. Back to reality.
All right, we're going to take some comments here, and I've got some, I am amazed at what people know. And whataboutism, I love whataboutism. It's like, what about this? And you didn't do anything about that. What about that? You never talked about that. Listen, the Jimmy Kimmel removal was a big deal. I don't know if you notice. It's been, listen, Easy in Ilion, Don in New Hartford, and Conservative John. I'm going to say to all three of you, it's been like the lead story on Fox News all week. And here's the difference. I'm going to tell you, I think that there have been a lot of cases in our history where the government probably, I know the government has overreached, where things were done to squelch someone. Things were, Lenny Bruce alone, Two Life Crew, that whole thing. You can talk about pornography with Larry Flint. There have been many areas where the First Amendment has been kind of stomped on. And hold on, I got to bring you in. And been manipulated. So, yeah. but it's rare in this current time where a president and the FCC chair would make a statement saying he should be gone, and then threaten the local TV stations, which as a result, Disney, of course, in a I'll call it a wuss-like fashion, just caved instantly. That is the issue. It's not Jimmy Kimmel. Please, Easy and Ilion, listen to my words. Dawn in New Hartford, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. I've said it all week. It's not about Jimmy Kimmel. It's about Carr, the FCC chairman. It's about the president saying, Kimmel's gone, Colbert's gone, Kimmel is next. NBC, we're coming after you. This is third world country dictatorship talk.
Did he say that?
Yes.
I'm not aware that he said that.
Not only said it, but wrote it. Look it up. It's all on Truth Social. So that's the difference here. Because I'm hearing you also weren't fired up over Gina Carrero because Jimmy is liberal. Wrong, Easy. Wrong. You are so wrong. Says nothing. I don't even watch Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, I'm so mad because Jimmy Kimmel's jokes, his liberal jokes about the president aren't going to be on anymore. I am losing sleep over that. No, you are. You don't know me. Apparently, you don't listen, Easy. It's about it's about a slippery slope. I'm sorry, it is. And this goes back to Ted Cruz, who came out and said, I hate Jimmy Kimmel. And I'm paraphrasing. I hate Jimmy Kimmel. I am so glad his show has been canceled. But I am so against his show being canceled this way. It should never have happened. Because Ted Cruz is a constitutional attorney. He understands, and he's looking at this past your emotional feelings, which mean nothing to me. Your feelings don't mean anything to me. I don't have any real feelings about this. The feeling of nervousness is about if they can do that to Kimmel, if they can do that to Colbert, who's next? And then, 5 years down the road, when there's a Democratic president in who may be doing the same type of thing, what happens there? Is it Gutfeld? Is that next? Is it restrictions on Fox News? So and I know things have been done, but we've never seen it done in our faces like this. It's never been done. There've been, it was always discovered. We made a mistake. Should never have happened. Corrections were made, but it was done behind the scenes. This was blatantly done right in your face. This was printed on social media. We knew it was happening because we were told it was happening, and that's the difference here. Did you feel the same way? Trump's freedom of speech was taken away. Trust me, his freedom of speech has never been taken away. How about Kathy Griffin when she had a picture of Trump's head in her hand? I thought that was terrible, and I don't remember what happened in that case. Again, irrelevant, Don. But I'm sure you think I'm biased and I only care about one thing, and I'm pushing the liberal agenda. You have no, Dawn, you do not know me. Please, you don't know me. Apparently you don't listen. Come on, people. Stand up for what's right for a change and not your political affiliation. What's right for the country. Conservative John, I think Bill should and Joe should put on the boxing gloves. That was yesterday. It was heated. And I also love Lance and Lee. I just got to say, carrying the water. All you do, Bill, is carry the water of Joe Griffo and Tony Pacino. Tony Pacini. All you do. They tell you what to say. They tell you what to do. Lance.
Good morning, Lance, but you're wrong about that.
Yeah. If yesterday wasn't proof, and it was a tough moment. I am friends with Joe Griffo. Joe and I are close friends. And it was a tough day for both of us, I believe, because we both were on a different side and both very passionate. And I, of course, was right, and Joe was a little on. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, everybody loves when you do that.
Yeah, even my wife is like.
I was going to say, I can imagine your wife has had this conversation with you several times.
She's already told you, right? Okay.
Okay, so someone sent this to me, and I didn't realize this was in the news, and I haven't seen a ton about it, although I will admit yesterday was a very long day, and I didn't spend a lot of time watching news. I agree to the whole point that you made about the FCC.
It's what makes this different. It's just what makes this different. And have there been things that are wrong in this country? Absolutely. I mean, but we've done it. You know, it's usually done in clandestine fashion. I mean, it's done very secretly, and it's done behind our backs. This is like right in our face. And that's what makes this different. It's not Jimmy Kimmel. I don't stay up and watch him.
So,
and I don't carry I'm carrying a lot of water, by the way, these days, according to some people.
This was sent to me, and this is dated September 23rd, 2025. What's today? The 24th. So this did come out yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. This was a press release from, I don't even know exactly, but it's got Jim Jordan on it. Washington, D.C. office 1813. Okay. Press release. Today, thanks.
Whatever happened to Jim Jordan?
What do you mean?
You don't see him like you used to see him all over the place. Okay, go ahead.
Well, and again, it's funny because I think I have an answer to that question. When the Democrats were in charge, they would hold hearings.
He was their man.
He was doing the pointing, yelling,
was the attack dog.
cutting. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So now that the Republicans are in charge, there's somebody on the left who does the pointing, yelling, and attacking, and Jim's more of in a defensive mode.
He is so much better at it than Chuck Schumer and the rest of them.
Okay. Yesterday, thanks to the Oversight Committee of Chairman Jim Jordan, Google commits to offer all creators previously kicked off of YouTube due to political speech violations on topics like COVID-19 and elections an opportunity to return to the platform. Google has admitted to the following to the House Judiciary Committee. The Biden administration pressured Google to censor Americans and remove content that did not violate YouTube policies. The Biden administration's censorship pressure was unacceptable and wrong. Public debate should never come at the expense of relying on, quote, authorities. The company will never use third-party fact checkers. And then Europe's censorship laws target American companies and threaten American speech, including the removal of lawful content.
I don't want to belabor this point, but I agree. We didn't know this was going on. We kind of thought it was going on.
Well, I'm saying it just came out yesterday.
Right, I understand that. But again, from a former president and former administration, it's not something we should be doing. And I understand why they were trying to do it, because they're trying to prevent misinformation. There was a lot of misinformation. Listen to me.
Bogus.
Listen to me. I understand that. I'm telling you I understand why. I'm not saying it's right, Jeff.
No, but when you
I'm
say
saying I understand what their intention was, but it's wrong. You can't do it.
Okay, so we agree
I'm
that
on
it's
your
wrong.
side.
No, you agree
End
that
of
it's wrong. But when you say they're trying to present misinformation, especially in the
to prevent.
Present. I'm sorry. Prevent. Why can't I say that word?
Yeah.
Prevent misinformation.
I'm just saying that was their intent. It was their intent. It wasn't it wasn't political. It was they felt that we were in COVID, and that the misinformation about the vaccine and the misinformation, Was it
Things
misinformation?
that we now think are true, though.
Was it misinformation? Some of it was, but some was true.
Right.
It shouldn't have happened.
So-
I'm saying to you, I
Right.
agree with you.
Right. No, we agree there.
I'm simply saying
But I
this
just
is
think this
why.
was a huge deal also.
It is.
You had
It is.
doctors deplatformed for saying things that we now, I think, generally accept as true that was misinformation from the government.
Fair enough. But
Okay.
again, not this story.
What do you mean not this
It's
story?
not the same story. It's a complete. This Kimmel story is different. But I agree.
Well,
it
here's
shouldn't
why
have happened.
it is
and
different, and
I don't
here's-
want to belabor the point. But
Can I just
get
make one
it.
more point?
Yes, please.
This is why I think it's
Beth,
so
you
significant.
don't want to get in on this?
I'm just wondering why I didn't bring soda and popcorn today.
Here's why I think this is significant, because I do think what happened with Kimmel was wrong.
By the way, for the record, I don't think it's insignificant at all.
But here's the difference to me. Kimmel is still a known person. You can still. He wasn't. His show was quieted, but he still has millions of followers on the platforms. He can still convey a message. You can still get to Jimmy Kimmel. When it happens to an average Joe or Dr. John blah, 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 who lives in central New York or someplace, he doesn't have the reach, the platform that a Jimmy Kimmel does. So once that person's Facebook page or YouTube account is shut down, you don't have...
Here's the
problem.
a lot of the problem with this is
a cave somewhere, but the general public no longer has access to that person or information.
Nor would they. Most people probably wouldn't anyway, because they're not a celebrity or somebody of notoriety. The point is, I agree with you. Why are we arguing about it? I agree. It shouldn't have happened. It is important. A lot of times, I think it's still happening today with algorithms. That is even more dangerous than that. Is the algorithms that are put in to skew something quietly without anyone knowing, which is kind of what happened here, but putting one viewpoint ahead of another. It exists today, and that's going to be a big problem going forward when it comes to social media, especially. I think it's a real problem, whether it's being done for conservatives or against conservatives, or for liberals or against them, or something that is meant to divide us that's coming in from another country like Russia. This algorithm issue is going to be one of our biggest problems going forward.
Can I get the last word?
You can.
More than putting one idea ahead of the other, it was completely turning off that opinion.
There was
wasn't
a lot of that
prioritizing one over the other, which is also
COVID.
bad. Which is also
bad. There was
bad.
a lot of that during COVID. Wear a mask. Think of what we went through. We made a lot of mistakes, and I can't imagine we would want to ever do that again until we go forward another 50 years and forget about it and do it all over again, right? and it wasn't just us; it was the entire world doing this.
And
so.
not to kick the hornet's nest at this point, AI is going to put a whole new level.
And you add
on it.
AI to the algorithm,
Yep.
and it's a whole. Anything else you want to add?
No, go ahead.
Are
Thank
you sure?
Thank you for letting me express that,
You do
because
not
I
have to
feel
thank
like
me.
it's
you were going to
also
express it whether
important.
whether I said.
That's right, Bill. I was
You
going to
don't
turn
have to
off your
thank
mic and take over the board, and I was going to say it either way. I'm glad you recognize that. No, that's not true. But I'm glad we could have the conversation, and I agree with your points, and it sounds like you agree with some of mine.
I do.
think this is also bad.
I think and listen, what I had started this off with is we've done a lot of this stuff, a lot of inappropriate and wrong things, but it's very seldom that we see it so blatant where the president says we're going to stop you, and the FCC chair comes in and repeats it, and it happens. That was pretty scary. And then when he said, "You're next, NBC," that is, and it just so happens, Jeff, we live in this world, right, of media, even, albeit much smaller and similar paychecks, but much smaller. Donna, I agree about freedom of speech, but this is for all circumstances. You can't call one group of people or person a name and get away with it. Then that person is called a name, and it's called discrimination. So it's either full freedom of speech or grow a pair of, like the old days and stop crying. I can't have it both ways. All right. Well, there are whiny people all over, Donna. It's just going to happen. You're never going to stop that. People are whining and complaining, and and it is annoying, but you're not going to stop it. Scott says, did he inject bleach? I'm not sure what that's in reference to, but I know what it's in reference to, but where that fits into the conversation. Beth, do you want to add to this? Cucumbers still coming.
I'm just thinking.
Tomatoes still coming.
This is one of the reasons why I run a farmer's market.
There's zucchini at the farmer's market.
I would say food is not political, but I'm sure somebody out there can make it political.
Yeah.
So.
Well, regardless,
tofu,
regardless of your political affiliation, who you voted for, or where you stand on these topics that we discussed, can you invite everybody to your farmer's market this weekend, please?
Of course. This weekend, every Saturday through the end. We'll probably be moving inside in maybe about 3 weeks.
You mean when it's like 85 out?
Yeah. And I will caveat that with saying it's weather dependent.
Yeah.
But we're every Saturday either in Union Station or right now currently behind Union Station at the REA wing from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Still got a lot of good stuff coming into the market. Still the tail end of the summer harvest. We're starting to see last Saturday.
And we're going
was the
this
first
week.
Saturday. Honey, I love you, but I'll believe it when I see it.
I know, that's a good point.
Last Saturday was the first Saturday I started seeing pumpkins.
I know, it's coming.
So it's coming.
I had my first pumpkin dessert on Saturday, and it was pretty good. I liked it. All right, we have an event coming up here locally and another event that's coming up that I want to get in before Ryan Nobles so everybody can get pissed off again. We just got to keep that rolling. So stand by. It's all coming up. First off, let me go to Lucia, who's been waiting. And Lucy, these last few days have just been chaotic, and I'm very sorry.
Bill, I know. You're doing the right thing. You're doing the perfect thing. So here's what I want to say.
Perfect. Did you hear what she said?
Perfecto. I followed the debate. What?
Yes, go ahead.
I loved the debate yesterday and the day before between you and Senator Griffo. I think at the end showed me and everybody that I know that we've been talking about it, and you said it was in the news too, that what you delivered was something beautiful, both of you. Now, listen, I just learned about the water, carrying water.
Yes.
I didn't know what they meant. Nobody ever told me.
Now you know what that means.
Lost in translation there.
Yes.
I didn't know
You thought I had a pail waiting in the hallway filled with water.
What it meant. So now, carrying the water, I'm not carrying water for nobody.
No, you don't.
And I tell it the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I want to say this, Lucia, and I'm sorry because I don't have a lot of time because I'm backed up in the other room. But I want to say this: the beauty of what you're saying is Joe and I went at it pretty hard yesterday, and at the end of the day, we walked to our car, we laughed, we talked about a future event. We actually, I said to him, this might have been off air, I understand where you're coming from, and I get it, and I understand, but here's what's changed in media, because we've become this niche format world where you don't need the big, large audience. Everybody's this tiny little niche that they're going for in the audience. Fallon is going for his niche, which is non-political. Colbert and Kimmel are doing their... but it's very niche now. Right? It's kind of like magazines. There's a magazine about camping and biking and music. But we were able to walk away without hating each other, and that, I think, is what you're saying.
Bill, what you did, it was phenomenal. I think that it happened.
Yeah, all right.
I was so excited. You know why? At the end, I know that you and Senator Griffo, I never spoken to him about a situation like this or to you, but it's easy. You were winners, both of you. You did a beautiful job.
Thank you.
You agreed, you disagreed, but at the end, you're gone. You left, and you did not hurt anybody. And you just stated your mind, and you have every right. And so,
well, thank you for that. Could I get you to go on YouTube and talk to Sue and Lance and Tom and Big Honey and Easy and Dawn?
Well, I tell you what she's noticing is that you and Joe were passionate for both of your sides, but you were also respectful of each other. And that's, I think, is a huge part of what's missing in the world today is respect.
You know why we were very respectful? We can tell we were very, very respectful because there were 9 things in Joe's head that he could have gone after me on that would have hurt. and there were 9 things in my head that I could have gone after
But
him
you
on.
didn't.
Like when, like every argument goes lower, and then I'm going to go lower, and by the
Well,
time
then
you're
it turns
done,
personal.
you hate each other,
Yeah.
and neither of us did that,
Bill?
so that was good. Okay,
Bill,
Lucia.
Can I say something? Bill, listen, Joe Griffo had a lot of class.
Yeah.
And you, in
Very
your
no
position,
class.
now I'm not carrying water. Say this garbage. If anybody
Yes.
says that, I don't care.
Mhm.
You did it so beautifully. And
Thank
at the end, all you need is love everywhere. If everybody delivers it their way,
All
we
you
would not
need
have the
is love.
problems that we have.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lucia. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Bye. Bye.
New York Sash coming up in a second here. Celebrate the season with New York Sash Harvest Festival Saturday in the park. No, it's not in the park. It's September 27th, this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at their showroom, where they park at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. Bring the family, pumpkin decorating, kids' activities and games, cider and donuts from Clinton Cider Mill, and the Guess the Weight of the Pumpkin Contest. Capture the moment with free professional fall photos. RSVP for that required. But here's the big one. You've got to be there in person for the biggest one-day sale of the year. Unprecedented savings on windows, doors, and baths. One day only. Don't wait for the snow to fly. Get your project done before winter with New York Sash. NewYorkSash.com/harvest. Stop by the New York Sash showroom Saturday for free, family-friendly Harvest Festival action at New York Sash in Whitesboro.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple. The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for over 50 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingshedantiques.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
518-554-0000, 100 Great Oaks, Albany.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo from the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. We're thrilled to introduce some of the newest members of our business network. Let's give them a true Utica welcome and show what it means to be part of this incredible community.
Old Wicker Mill, North Utica, 50 Howard Avenue, Utica. Lux Pup Grooming Salon, 70 Genesee Street, New Hartford.
By supporting the local economy, we'll keep building the future of Utica together. Greater Utica Chamber, empowering upstate New York.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, I got a bunch of comments. I just can't get to them all, but I will. Big Honey in a little while. This is Bill's new January 6th. Can't wait to see what is next. Oh, yeah. Well,
Wow.
January 6th was fun. I thought that was a good day. Good day in American history. Big Honey, you're right. Let me bring in New York Sash, guys. Good morning. Come right up on that microphone. I'm going to move you quickly. We're flying here
Hug
this
up
morning.
on it like you're going to kiss it.
We're
No
back
worries.
up.
We're here with some news about a fun thing we're having at our Idea and Design Center this Saturday.
We don't deal with fun things. And
I
happy
know. We're
things
here to
right
change
now.
up the vibe today is what we're here to do.
Boy, this last few days. Okay, what's going on? We have the Fall Harvest.
Yeah, the Fall Harvest
Fall
Fest.
Harvest Festival.
Thanks for having us in. What we're going to do is we're going to have some folks come down to our showroom. We are doing it for a one-day event, and we're going to kind of negotiate some pricing for some
I like
sales.
that.
Okay,
That's
some
good.
past customers, and then
Making deals.
So we're also going to have some fun events for kids, pictures, also guess the pumpkin weight. Right.
That's cool. What do you win for that, by the way?
We got a bunch of prizes. We got some gift certificates from the Clinton Cider Mill. I think we're going to give away some hockey tickets. We're going to put together a whole family-friendly gift packet.
Nice.
And, we realized that, like, for me, I got 2 young kids. If I ever want to do something on a Saturday, I got to be able to bring my kids with me.
You do.
So that's why we kind of made this a family-friendly event because, if you're looking to upgrade your house, but you got young kids with you, you got to be able to accomplish both. So we're like, let's have something that people can bring the kids to too, and also browse the showroom and see what we have to offer.
So it's a one-day event sale, so you're giving people a chance to get unique prices on any of the windows, bath, siding,
and doors.
Doors.
Yep.
Okay. And then all sorts of fun things for the
You
kids.
can enter our home improvement giveaway, and
I noticed you're not doing the Dunk for Apples disease spreading contest that we used to do as kids.
there will not be any disease spreading, hopefully.
That is, when you think about it, can you think about a more disgusting thing that we used to do?
Oh,
bobbing for apples.
That could be such a long list. Yeah, the bobbing for apples.
Yeah.
I want to stick my head in a barrel of water that's got everybody else's snot and drool in it.
I had a Sunday school teacher that actually had a brilliant idea to recreate the whole concept of dunking for apples. And she came up with this thing where she took an aluminum tinfoil pie tin and she filled it with flour and pennies. I swear to God.
Oh, wow.
And we would have to go in, hands behind your back, and pull out the one that pulled out the most pennies won.
Wow.
If you didn't choke and die.
I just want to say, if you're not choking on flour.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly these days.
All right. Anything
Yeah,
else?
so
What else?
we're super excited to partner with the Clinton Cider Mill this year for the event.
I love
and
those guys.
And again, it's this Saturday, September 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And
all right.
Stop on down.
And I just want to take a moment to say, my husband and I have had a lot of work done on our house. We've had New York Sash there 3 times over the past 2 years.
Awesome.
We have new windows, new siding, new bathroom, and we were so well treated as customers. The crews that came into the house were very respectful that they were in someone's home.
And they're employees
not just,
too. They're
not just doing the job, but they were respectful of moving around the furniture and cleaning up after themselves. Superior work done, great product. And if you did roofs, I would have had you back this summer.
Well, that's better than any advertising I could have done.
Yeah.
So thank
Guilty
you so
as
much.
charged on all the above.
I mean, and they back up what they do, certificates of capital improvement for the home, for your future, what you're going to do future, but 100% professional all the way.
Love to hear that.
In, out, also, that's also important. Like the bathroom is done in 2 days.
Yeah.
If it's 2 days.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff. All right. So fun for the kids. Fun for everybody.
Big
You
sales,
get some cider.
big sales for the
all of that.
homeowners.
Very
so
cool.
this Saturday
All right.
at our showroom in Waitsboro.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us.
On your way out, give the hall pass to the next group in the other room if you could. Davey, bring him in. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Manaski got mad and left. He's like, I am done.
Seriously.
I will never be back. Screw this.
I didn't hear the never part, but yeah.
I think he said he'll be back tomorrow.
So if you have an angry FedEx driver in your house, in your neighborhood this today, that's why. Blame it on Bill.
In studio right now is Steve Rufero and Mello Testa.
Yeah, I'm
Not
here.
going to do the Donovan parody.
Yeah, well, we're out of time, right?
We're out of time. Yeah, we're really
Always.
tight. As close as the two of you can be, and then I can get you both, I think, on camera. Good morning. We're talking about the annual E.J. Herman Invitational, which, here we are, is this weekend. Crept right up on me, but this weekend is the final weekend of September. Hard to believe.
It is.
Is it the last weekend of September?
Last Saturday in September.
Oh, that's what you guys do always.
Bill, I just want to let you know up front that we were going to ask you to do a live show, but the FCC called.
They
said,
did. I knew
go
it.
To Proctor Park.
I told you.
That's good stuff. That's terrible.
I had to let it out.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys were both up last night watching Kimmel. So you're tired. Probably
Can't say that I did.
It's on at 6:30 in the evening. No, I wasn't up that late.
Yeah, listen, I got to tell you, it's 11:30 at night. Who can stay up and watch this stuff? This is why I'm so sick of the West Coast Mets games kill you. Yankees games kill you. Congratulations on your Yankees.
That was nice last night.
That was a biggie.
Yeah.
I do think premature on the champagne. Wait till you topple Toronto and actually take the division. It could happen.
That game last night
was big.
Set the tone for the rest of the week, I think.
I think so, yeah. It could be really big. All right, talk about a different sport.
82nd running.
It has been 82 years of this event. Quickly, E.J. Herman. It's named that for this reason.
Yeah, he was when I was in Proctor, he was a phys ed teacher and a cross-country coach. And that's how I started. I ran in 69, 70, and 71. Those are the 3 years that I ran that race. And it was then the Proctor Invitational. And then we named it for Mr. Herman. And
nice.
It's tradition continues.
I didn't know. You don't look that old.
I know.
I thought you ran in the first. Didn't you run in the first one, 1941?
Yeah, 41 was the first one. No,
it was the first one.
Missed that one.
And, well, either way, it's a great. Did you run as well?
It is. Yes, it did run a little later than Mello, 85 to 89. It was in Proctor Park then.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I believe it was. And then we in 1991, 1989 actually, or 1990, the school district decided to no longer take part in it, and they asked Mr. Panisha, Coach Panisha, we all know, is the godfather of running, asked him to take it over, and it became a function of the Optimist Club. And the Optimist Club takes the proceeds, and the $8,000 or $10,000 goes right back in the Utica school system through scholarships and through funding of buying workbooks and buying items for kindergarten kids and stuff like that. But
I'm assuming you make a lot of money on this. There are a lot of schools.
It's a good fundraiser. Yeah, we got 41 schools as of yesterday coming. Wow. That's a lot. Wow. That's a big number.
So you're down in that area and you're not going to this event. You may not want to.
You might want to avoid it.
Avoid it a little
Buckley
bit.
Pool area, yeah. If you're not going to it, don't.
There's a lot of traffic, a lot of people. A lot of
7:30 we start churning up.
I just looked at the weather and it looks pretty good.
Yeah,
because we're back to nice weather again.
We'll be fine on Saturday.
We
we couldn't do all this without our sponsors.
77 and sunny Saturday, by the way.
Yeah,
the morning will be
cooler,
60s.
Well, we'll be there real early. We do the main setup on Friday afternoon, Friday morning.
All right.
But there's a lot of work involved. We got a lot of volunteers, a lot of people coming to help us. And they have a connection to the race one way or another. Either their kids ran or they ran. And they still want to be part of the event, which is you think it's going to get smaller, but it's getting it's staying the same. We're really doing good.
If your kid has ever run or you ever ran cross country, it's a unique sport. It is in that parents tend to run from key point to key point.
They do.
To try to find the best view for their kids to run by. They get 5 seconds of them.
There are strategic areas, and the way we have the course laid out, it's very, very fan-friendly. They can see a lot of it.
And it's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
You catch a great day, and you drive by, and you're going by Stewart's on Culver Ave. You look in there, there's a couple thousand people in that park, if not more.
Yeah.
And they're there supporting their children, their grandchildren. And it's big.
Yeah.
It's
there's food and
we have food trucks. We have 6 food trucks to come in. Mel hit on it. Without the help of the City of Utica, the DPW, the Parks Department, Dave Short, Mark Sokolowski, the Utica School District has always been helpful. Mm-hmm. They've always stepped up. They keep their promises and their responsibilities. The Optimist Club members. our sponsors. I mean, if you go on the ejhermaninvitational.com, it shows you our sponsors. We click on to their web pages. It shows the volunteers. It shows the dates of the race. It shows the maps. It shows the way to get in, the way to get out. It's all there. If you're interested in becoming a member of the Optimist Club, the East Utica Optimist Club, which is now 40 years old.
Wow.
There is a link there to join the Optimist Club. There are everything you ever would need to know about the E.J. Herman and the East Utica Optimist Club is right there. Couldn't do it without our sponsors. Appreciate the media every year giving us the opportunity to promote the race. Understand that it's the second oldest invitational in the state of New York. We have a steady flow of consistent teams that come in. It's a great day to watch. And if you haven't watched cross country, it's nice because if you have one child running one race, it's 20 and 25 minutes and you're out. But I do see the parents that do need to run a little more because going from point to point, you can see them, leaning over, sucking wind a little bit.
It is kind of I got to say, though, you usually get decent weather. This is spectacular.
We've been lucky.
You've been lucky.
Yeah. And if the weather does stay nice for the entire day, the spectators will stay there longer. They won't just do a one and out. They'll stay because the atmosphere that we provide, the music that's being played, there's entertainment, there's all kinds of things going on in the park. And there's so many other things in the park that they can do when they're not running now.
I will say this, my son ran cross country and we were at a lot of these events. I've never seen anything like this event.
Yeah, we set the stage for a lot of them. There's a lot of events out there now, the races that are doing the things that we were doing 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And because it worked. And we saw a need for it.
It's rare that an event like this is sponsored by an outside non-educational institution.
Right.
So it's good. It's a good merger between the government, non-for-profit, and the school district. It works out really well.
And for the school, it's nice because you guys have a team an operation in place. They don't have to worry about it. It's
exactly.
It's done. So
Yeah,
all right,
we
good
just
stuff.
tell them what we need, and they.
What does the Optimist Group do?
The Optimist Club, we're an organization that supports youth. Basically, that's in the creed. And what we do locally is we fundraise, and we have, if you go on the E.J. Herman Invitational website, there's a click for a donation page, and teachers click that page and they submit it to us.
Okay.
And 99 times out of 100, we submit. I mean, we bought review books for the 5th grade for the entire school district 4 or 5 years ago.
Nice.
We give out annual scholarships. We fill in the financial gap that the school might not be able to.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, nice job.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
Good luck this weekend.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Go Jugglers.
We'll see you before we know it at the games, by the way. So.
Oh yeah, we got a lot more to talk about too. But,
okay. Yeah. Well, it is a political for both of you.
I came back in May and we still haven't gotten together on all this stuff we talked about all winter.
Who is the real kingmaker? Is it you or is it Mr. What?
Well, it depends on what day it is.
Normally the kingmaker doesn't say too much.
Okay.
So I'm quietly going to leave.
A quiet one. Steve Rafaro, Malatesta, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Got it.
Quick break, and we'll come in and wrap it up here. I believe, squeeze in Ryan Nobles, 8:52 at WIBX.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit BMEcompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
Hi, I'm Phil DiGiorgio. Planning for the future isn't always easy, but protecting what you've worked so hard for is important. The DiGiorgio Law Firm invites you to a free estate planning and asset protection workshop to be held on Thursday, October 9th, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the DiGiorgio Law Firm offices at 250H Genesee Street, Utica, New York. Seats are limited, so call 315-732-3155 to reserve your spot. At this free workshop, you'll learn how to use trust to preserve your home and assets from the high costs of long-term care, how to safeguard inheritances for loved ones receiving public benefits, and discover techniques to help you access Medicaid benefits for home care or nursing home costs without spending your assets down to zero. Take control of your legacy. You can't take it with you, but you can decide where it goes. Call the DiGiorgio Law Firm today at 315-732-3155 to RSVP for the workshop or to schedule your own consultation. Again, that's 315-732-3155. The DiGiorgio Law Firm. Start protecting your hard-earned assets now.
Here's the tale of the daily Medfill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
If you're about to replace your roof, stop. There's a solution about 80% less expensive. 9 out of 10 roofs can be saved by RoofMax. Guaranteed to extend the life of your current roof by 5 to 15 years at a fraction of the cost of a new roof. RoofMax's deep penetrating power restores flexibility and water protection. Nobody wants to replace their roof. Restore it instead with RoofMax.
Call 1-855-RoofMax for a free roof inspection.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Couple things I have to do. We're going to try to reschedule Ryan Nobles. Some hit he has to do on NBC, which is a spot live. So we're told. River Hills Properties. Listen, it's all about the services they provide, extra services that other agencies don't provide. The idea is from day one, it's almost like you've added a team of people to assist you, and your listing agent leads that way, assisting you from the very beginning. Every event that occurs, every inspection or appraisal or what have you, it's all there. They are there till the closing, and oftentimes it even goes beyond because a relationship is bonded with your agent. They really care about your property. River Hills in Barneville, Little Falls, Utica, Copenhagen, in Newport with Mark Butler, and coming soon to Rome. And if you consider maybe the snowbird topic, maybe moving down to Florida, keeping a place here, or who knows how you want to work it out. They have Sarasota, Naples, and Marco Island covered, the most beautiful parts of the country, some of the, and certainly of Florida. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. Also, I want to tell you, as time is running, and Sarah's Flooring Outlet has top quality carpet, amazing tile, durable LVP waterproof laminate, and vinyl, the best in floor covering, and you know it's all in stock. They're experts when it comes to flooring. Why would you go anywhere else? And they'll meet or beat any advertised price. So when it comes to shopping for new flooring, it has to be in Sarah's. 6 months interest-free financing, sale, and everybody at Sarah's Flooring Outlet, they have you all taken care of when it comes to flooring. See why more people buy from the big store, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and in sarahsflooringoutlet.com. Beth, I know you have a big day Saturday. Is the weather's going to be beautiful?
I know. We're getting so lucky
over
with
at
the end of the season. Yep,
yeah.
Down behind the train station, the Oneida County Public Market, REA wing, which is the wing of the building that goes off to the east. If you're standing in front of the train station, between 9 and 1, come on down, and if it's your first visit, we'll introduce you to some of the wonderful farmers and producers in the area. And if it's not your first visit, we thank you for the support and invite you to come back.
And tomorrow we have a whole bunch for tomorrow to get to. Before I leave, I have to do one more, but let me read a couple of these.
Congressman John Mannion on tomorrow.
Mannion is tomorrow, and there's a big issue on when it comes to telehealth, that it might be eliminated. Your insurance company won't end up paying for it, and a lot of times some people can't get out. This could be a real problem. We'll speak to Mannion about that tomorrow. Sue, Jeff comparing shutting down misinformation to save people from danger and shutting down the speech because Trump doesn't like the comments is apples and oranges. I've always voted for Griffo, but after his last 2 days on your show, makes me realize I was misinformed on his views. I'm disappointed in Joe. Okay, interesting, Sue. Lance, Bush League, Bill, that you turned his mic off. Tom, Bill, you think the person who attacked your son mistook him for you? Okay, thanks for that threat, Tom. Big Honey, the Bills. Okay, I got that one. Easy and Alien. You also weren't as fired up over. Okay, I already read that one.
Can I just say one more plug for tomorrow's show?
Mm-hmm.
We have the new CEO and president of MVHS on that's going to be replacing Darlene tomorrow in the studio.
And I need you to squeeze in Ryan tomorrow, same time if possible. Ryan Nobles tomorrow. And I'm out of time. Holy crap! Is that going to
busy morning?
Is that going to please some people? Enjoy it. I'm back tomorrow.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
This is a Fox News alert. A shooting at a federal immigration enforcement facility in Dallas, Texas. I'm Dave Anthony.
ICE telling me in no clearer way that they call this, quote, a clear attack on ICE.
After much protested ICE immigration raids targeting those here illegally committing crimes, Fox News' Griff Jenkins also reports.
Shots were fired into the sally port of this facility along the freeway there in Dallas, and the ICE confirms that the shooter is down, a self-inflicted wound, and that 3 individuals have been hit.
Fox 4 in Dallas is just reporting that the gunman, who was on a rooftop, is dead, and one of the 3 people shot is dead, the other 2 critically injured. Jimmy Kimmel went back on the air last night and got emotional, returning from a suspension over what he said about Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin.
It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
Adding he never intended to blame any specific group for the actions of a disturbed individual either.
But the spokesman for Kirk's Turning Point USA organization is responding, quote, not good enough, Jimmy. It's simple. Here's what you need to say. I'm sorry for saying the shooter was MAGA. He was not. He was of the left. I apologize for the Kirk family for lying. Please accept my sincere apology. I will do better. I was wrong. Kimmel said he was touched deeply by Erica Kirk's forgiveness of her husband's killer.
Fox's Brian Yennis. Kimmel also spoke out for free speech, thanking his supporters and some conservatives who were critical of his suspension. He got a standing ovation saying President Trump can't take a joke. The president posted on Truth Social, Kimmel shows Democrat garbage. In another post, the president called Russia a paper tiger, adding he thinks Ukraine is in a position to win back all of its territory that Russia has taken in the war. This after the president met at the UN with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. America's listening to Fox News.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, no, you can't do that. No, you better sit this one out. It's no way to live. So if